Okay, there we go.
Okay. I think we're live. It says we have 0 viewers at the moment, but that's okay. We're a bit late. So welcome to a ConTessa game for the online con this weekend. I'm Darcy Ross, and I'm going to be running a Cypher System superheroes game called Dread Expectations. And all of my players are here, and we have working mics and working audio, and so it should be a good time. So while you guys are still fiddling, if that's okay, I might just launch into my welcome to the Cypher System rant, if that's okay, and pipe in with any questions you have. But I'm going to try to give you intro to the setting and then intro to the mechanics and vocab. So we are playing, you guys are playing the superheroes called the Chicago Sentinels. And so you are a crime-fighting team that was formed about like a few years ago. And important setting information for why Chicago needs a group of superheroes is that 30 years ago, an alien race called the Vreek invaded, and they were fought off by previous superheroes under your name, but like the earlier generation, basically. This Vreek race is able to impersonate humans. They had big robot battles and stuff. The robots were called Gabriels for giant alien battle robots, and it was a really bad time. But there hasn't been any sightings of the Vreek for a while. But you guys have basically been fighting, costumed supervillains, things like that. There's still lots of crime in Chicago, even if there aren't aliens. So you guys have I'm going to try to share an image with you. You guys have your home base in Lake Michigan. So let me share that. Beautiful, beautiful Lake Michigan with the skyline all lit up, and it's underwater. So here's your base. It's sort of attached to a break wall in Lake Michigan, but you've got this sweet like helicopter car flying water thing that you get to drive around Chicago. So basically, it doesn't matter if there's traffic, you guys can get around. So there's that. And so I think that's kind of the setting information that you need to know, and I'll have you guys go around and introduce yourselves after my little what the Cypher System, how that works. So basically what you need to know is every character is made by constructing a character sentence. So I am a blank blank who blanks. I'm Darcy. I am an excitable scientist who studies mollusks. And so basically you've got your descriptor, which is has a small effect mechanically on your character, and is kind of a jumping off point for roleplay. You've got your type, like crime fighter. We have projector, warrior, stuff like that. That's kind of like your class, but it's a little less defining than like a D&D class would be. So there's a bit more flexibility there. And then there's your focus, which is like the super cool thing that you can do that basically no one else can do as well as you. And so in a supers game, that's like your superpower, right? So we have people who solve mysteries, we have people who grow to towering heights, and so that's how we construct a character. So that's your character sentence, and I think most of you wrote that down on your little lower third. And so what you need to know is that like the basic core mechanic of Cypher System is that if there's something with a significant chance of failure, it has a level assigned to it from 0 to 10. And so things that are basically, barring some crazy circumstance, you're going to do every time. So like barring Darcy being an idiot, picking up this glass, that is a level 0 task. And so it doesn't require a roll. Now, if I were like balancing on one foot and if I was still sick and like, had all of my motor skills impaired, picking up this mug might be a level 1 task. And so I would have to roll a 3 or better on a d20. So the target number on your d20 is always going to be 3 times the level. So a level 10 task is rolling a 30 on a d20. So you would need, it takes something more than just luck to get to succeed at that kind of task. Now, you guys are superheroes, so you guys can do super crazy things that normal people wouldn't be able to, and that's represented in your what they call power shifts. So I will explain how that works. So if you guys are trying to, let's say I have Dark Ronin in front of me. So Dark Ronin is trying to, like, run up a wall, like parkour or something, to like get away from a Vreek that's chasing him or something. So let's say this wall is a difficulty 3 to run up, or probably a lot more. Like, let's say it's like difficulty 5. Like, normal people would not be able to run up this wall without like lots of training or tools or something. So he is trained in acrobatics, which could make sense here, and also like movement. So both of those things kind of apply. These are skills he has, and so they can stack. And so it basically, if you're trained in something, it reduces the level of difficulty for you by 1 or more for you guys. And so this level difficulty 5 wall to run up becomes level 3 for him. So he would only have to be a 9 or higher on a d20. Now let's say this Vreek is like, you know, full of laser weapons and all sorts of nasty things, and it really matters that he like succeeds on this roll. So he could spend effort, and so what you do is you spend points from your pools, which are up hither, and you basically you spend effort to make it easier for you to accomplish. And so you guys can spend 1 level of effort at tier 1, and so you could bring it down to a level 2, which would just be a 6 or higher on a d20, and is very accomplishable. So these pools that you have, might, speed, and intellect, they represent both, you know, a pool that you can draw points from for effort, to work hard at something, and they also represent your health, and that's kind of a, like, you know, if you are helping Darcy move like her apartment all day, and like you're helping carry the couch, you know, you're carrying the couch down these like narrow Chicago stairs, you know, you might have to spend effort to not like drop it on your face, and by the end of the day, you know, you guys would be exhausted, and much easier for me to punch out, basically, right? You kind of exhaust yourself if you keep spending effort. And so yes, so it's both your health and it's your pool for effort, and it's also something that you may have to spend points from for special abilities to activate them. So like Dark Ronin has something like Decipher, which should be explained on the back, and it is. So he can look at a piece of writing or code and make an intellect roll to like get the gist of a message, even if it's like something totally, you know, that he's never seen before. And so this is kind of a special ability that only he's able to do, and so it costs a little bit of intellect to do it. Now, if you guys have Edge, this is like a discount to anything that you're going to be spending points from your pool on. And so Dark Ronin has an edge in might and speed, and so anything that he's going to be spending points from those pools gets, the total cost gets subtracted by 1. And so I think, like, you know, so some of your abilities like may cost like 1 might, and if he's using a might ability that costs 1, with an edge of 1, it's free. He can do it all day long, and he's not going to tire himself out. So that's what edge is. Yes, so you guys have power shifts, which is like a representation of being awesome superheroes that are good at stuff. And so, you know, Dark Ronin has like this single attack times 2 power shift, and it just means that if you look in the little attacks box in the center column middle of your sheet at the bottom, you know, there's, you know, he has a wakizashi, and it says mod -3, so that means if you're attacking like some horrible giant robot or like, you know, kaiju thing, you know, let's say it's a level 8, your mod -3 means it's 3 levels easier for you to hit with your chosen weapon. So it's only level 5. So that's what the mod minus means, and then you have damage. Okay. That is a lot of the main rules that you need to know. And the other thing that I'm going to just mention is you have ciphers. And so it's called the Cypher System, so they're kind of important. And so they are typically like in Numenera, where this started out. They can be something physical, where it's like some, you know, one-shot magic item or something, or like a bomb you made or something. So it's like this, you know, one-time ability you have. But in the Cypher System, we have subtle ciphers, and so these are things where it may not be like a piece of tech, but it might be like a cool moment where you get to like be more badass at something. So it could be, you know, like it gives you, like Dark Ronin has a level 5 inspiration. They're called inspiration when they're not physical, and it says gain +5 to damage from all attacks for an hour. So you just go into like rage mode and you just do way more damage. And so you can only activate it once, but you'll get other ones throughout the thing. But it just kind of keeps the action fresh and keeps you, it kind of supplements your normal abilities with like other cool stuff you can do. So, yep, and you have a slight limit, but I'm probably going to ignore that for a one-shot. Cool. Any questions? Okay. It will make more sense as we play, but one other thing I wanted to say is that, if to bring a level down, like to try harder at something, you could spend effort, and you can also like help each other or use tools or otherwise convince me that you have some way that this should be easier for you. Cool. And I think that's all I really desperately wanted to get into your brain pans for now. But would we like to? So let me know if you have a question. But otherwise, I'll have you guys go around and introduce your name and your characters, if that's okay. So like, give your character sentence. I'm a blank blank who blanks, and give as much of your background as you wish, because some of you have secrets. Cool. How about I just call them out, because I have you down in a list.
Yep.
So why don't we start with Jason C. playing Dark Ronin.
All right. I'm playing Dark Ronin. He is a mysterious crime fighter who solves mysteries. So he's double super mysterious. He enters the story when he rescues the character Iron Tower from a torture cell where he had been imprisoned. He kind of mysteriously arrived, got him out, and then mysteriously disappeared again. But he did get the invitation to join the Chicago Sentinels when the other team disappeared. Give you a rough description. If you kind of take a person in black tactical armor and then add a couple bit of kind of black samurai flares, such as big shoulder pads and such, you've more or less got him. He's got a modified face mask that looks like a samurai mask, and he wears a wakizashi on his left side.
Excellent. Excellent. Why don't we go to William playing Dimensionar, or Dimensionar?
Dimensionar. Hi, I'm playing Dimensionar, a mystical warlock who exists partially out of phase. I'm tall, dark, and mysterious. And friends with Speed Burst, which is how I got into the whole crime fighting gig. But everything else is kind of mysterious, and I like it that way.
Excellent.
So always dressed in black, got the black hood, got the Cure black eyeliner.
Yes.
Dark and mysterious.
Perfect. All right, and then we have Eric playing Iron Tower.
All right, I am playing Iron Tower. He is a strong warrior who grows to towering heights. I am the only surviving member of the original Sentinels. Are we giving out why? Does everybody know what happened to the originals?
I would say that's up to you.
Nah, no one knows. I don't think I'd have a new team if everybody knew why.
Excellent, yeah.
Fairly large as a normal-sized person, but with a few tweaks and powers, he can grow to an immense proportion. I'm going to say I see this guy wearing some form of form-fitted armor that it grows with him when he decides to do so, and I'm going to say this Chicago skyline is on his chest as the emblem.
Awesome. Yes. Perfect. That's so good, because it's towers. That's great. Okay. Claude is playing King Brick.
Yes. Yes, I am King Brick. I am a tough warrior who performs feats of strength. I joined up with my buddy Firebrand, who apparently did not show up today. He had a cold or something. And I grew up in the Bronx, had a tough life, but had the standard toxic waste dumped on me, and now I can hit things really hard with my sledgehammer.
Excellent. Sweet. You're free to be from the Bronx or some like rough and tumble area of Chicago, so whatever your headcanon is works for me. Alrighty, and Jason L. is playing Speedburst.
Yes, I'm a Speedburst. I'm a fast crime fighter who moves like the wind. As far back as I can remember, ever since childhood, I've been faster than everybody else, which is something I've mostly kept hidden from people. But I also know Dimensionar from working at working at a bank that my parents own, and we helped foil a bank robbery at the bank, and that led us to joining the team. But lately, Dimensionar has been acting a little cagey around me, and I'm not sure what that's about.
Excellent.
I'm mysterious.
He's extra mysterious.
Hey, that's my thing.
We all want to be broody superheroes. Broody, mysterious superheroes.
Hey, I'm good. I'm all thumbs up over here. So.
Okay, good. We got the punchy punchies too.
Everyone wants to be broody, but not everyone's willing to wear the eyeliner.
That's true.
Excellent. So you guys have this underwater base in Lake Michigan, and you guys are sitting around doing whatever it is.
Here, just put it off camera. I'll eat it if I can. They're recording this, Jen.
Excellent. So you guys are home at base, waiting for, something interesting to happen, or maybe playing cards, or like Guitar Hero, or whatever it is you guys do when there's downtime. When you get the call, so tell me what your main lounge looks like, or whatever. Do you have like a big red phone, like a rotary phone with like emergencies you get, or is it like a hologram, or what?
Big red rotary phone. That would be way high tech.
Yeah. Well, you guys might not be very well paid, despite being superheroes.
I like the idea that the base, since it was from the former team, it's all full of like 50s and 60s nostalgia that the rest of us are like,
Awesome.
It's all piled off in one corner, and there's like one Xbox with one little 12-inch flat panel screen.
It's harder to hack stuff that's rotary anyway. People don't know how to do that anymore.
That's what the mayor told you when you wanted a budget
increase. Exactly. No, this is safer technology.
Yeah. Cool. All right, so bring on your little rotary phone.
Do we just determine who the leader of this group is?
Well, you're the only one from the original.
All right, then I will definitely answer the phone.
Excellent. All righty.
Pick it up and say, Iron Tower speaking.
So you get the call from the mayor. Iron Tower, thank God you picked up. I was worried I wouldn't get through to you. The line was a little busy. I think your internet's hooked up through the phone cable still. But Dr. Dredd has sent her Dreadcore troops to steal an artifact from the Field Museum. You have to get there right away.
Well, we'll be there shortly, Mayor.
Excellent. Click.
Did someone hook up the internet again?
Well, we were playing Xbox.
On a dial-up.
Yeah.
The best ever. Hope your Pong game was amazing.
Did we pay the AOL account?
You've got a lot of those free trial CDs.
Yeah, we just keep using them. So I tell him what the mayor says that you said Lady Von Doom, right?
Dredd.
Dr. Dredd.
Dr. Dredd. Grab my notes here. Is trying to steal something, and we are needed.
Yes.
I'm gonna go fire up the vehicle that we have.
Awesome. So yeah, it's like you're one of the best pieces of tech at your base, I think. So it actually works. It's usually gonna fly. It's gonna swim. It's gonna drive. So you can get that. But it takes a minute to get started. And so what you guys remember about Dr. Dredd, because you fought her before, is that she's kind of this like mad scientist type, and she's like really like a big media hog. She like really likes to be have the focus on her, and she's doing all these stunts all the time, and she's often like making threats to like the government and the city and things to like get what she wants, and every once in a while she does deliver on them. So there's always the danger that it could just be one of her big stunts, but she has like killed people before. You have to take her threats seriously. She's yeah, so you guys have fought her before.
So what you're saying is she's an ex-talk show host?
Yes, of course she is. That's canon. She is an ex-talk show host.
You get a death trap. You get a
It's exactly where I was going.
Dr. Dredd's summer reading list. It's going to be great. So she is over at the Field Museum, which is not very far from you guys, but it's up on land. So are any of you else doing anything to prepare, or just getting in the car and going?
I'm giving my vehicle. Do we have any equipment that we have used in the past when fighting her to nullify? Is she a device kind of person?
She's a big device kind of person. I would say that she usually shows up with new tech every time, although one thing you know about her is that she does typically have a really badass suit that makes Iron Tower a little sad inside.
Aww.
But
It's not my fault I have a leotard.
I know. But she likes big explodey things, and her suit lets her teleport out of bad situations. So she's been very.
Come on.
Yep, it's OP.
But we have a rotary phone, guys.
But you guys have the rotary phone.
Well, okay, so if we can't bring tech that we know will bypass her stuff, I say we bring a bunch of spare parts and things that we have in case we need to build something to stop what she's doing.
You now have a box of assorted tools.
Box of tool and parts.
Yes.
And a few dozen.
Some of them are 30 years old. Yeah.
Just to cover real quick, I'm pretty sure that the only people who can actually build stuff on our team are Dimensionar and Dark Ronin, if he happens to remember what he looked up on the internet earlier that day about it.
Hey man, everybody has a chance. That's what experience and effort is for.
Exactly.
All right.
Cypher System is really, you guys are very capable. So I would say even if you don't see something on your character sheet, try it. Say, oh, I have this. Of course I would. And I'm a very easy GM. Just work on me. You're like, of course I would know how to build something because I used to hotwire cars back in the Bronx or something. So we can make it work.
All right.
Don't be afraid to try something.
That needs to be a reference for everything. In the Bronx, I did XYZ. Always.
Yeah.
Even if it's not true.
Yep.
What the other team members might not know is that his Dark Ronin actually has the smartphone built into his headset.
Oh.
So while they were using the dial-up,
oh my goodness, he died.
he was actually, he was apparently doing nothing with his arms crossed, but he was actually scanning various news things.
Excellent. Not playing League of Legends or something?
Not playing League of Legends because he's not super interested.
That's not very
much of a challenge for him.
Right.
So, yeah, he's still apparently not doing very much, but what he's actually doing is looking for news feeds about Dr. Dredd.
Sweet.
On the
that sounds like a rule. That sounds like a rule to me.
I will rule that.
Cool. Yeah, would you like to, so you usually declare if you're going to spend effort beforehand. I'm going to tell you to find pretty useful information. It's going to be a little tricky just because the media, it's pretty fresh news. So I would say there's it's a level 3 task to get something useful out of social media, like scanning Twitter and stuff to get some useful info. So tell me any effort you're using or skills that you're applying to bring that level down.
And are we using the dice stream or the Roll20?
I think dice stream's a little easier.
For this? Oh.
If that's okay for you, but
no, I don't care. I was just asking.
Yep.
Totally fine.
Yeah.
All right. So putting this together, he's got a special ability which is Sleuth, and it says it's worked into the skills already, but I don't see anything in the skills that actually applies to this.
Interesting.
I do also have Investigator, which is I would bring to bear on this.
Right. I would say you should. So there's been a couple errors in these character sheets, and I need to spend some time figuring them all out. So I would just say let's treat that as training right now. Just one level of training. So that'll bring it down to 2.
Okay.
And then
I think I'm going to hold on to the effort, but I'll make use of my Investigator so that I can spend out of my might pool instead of my tiny little intellect pool.
You're physically beating the internet up?
Oh my gosh.
I'm calling upon my training to enter a meditative stance. So I'm actually just incredibly focused, and my heartbeat even slows down because
Sweet.
I'm that good.
So you can bring it down to a level 1 task so you spend effort, but it's from your might pool, so that makes it easier. So it will only cost you 2 points. So you go from 16 might to 14. But
Okay.
now it's like almost a guaranteed success. So make me a d20 roll and
All
don't
right.
botch.
I'll hope
Or
not
do
to.
botch.
I rolled a 9.
Perfect. That would have beaten your level 3 anyway. That's great. Cool. So you beat it by a decent margin. So what kind of information were you looking for? Because you find some info.
Well, given that she is kind of a media hog, I
Yeah.
was expecting there to be cameras and also for her to position in a way that she is getting the most attention. But what
Awesome.
I'm ultimately looking for is, like, one, I want to get a sense of where she is, what strength she's got, but I'm also looking for the weak spot to enter through.
Cool. Perfect. All right. So what you see, I'm going to give you a little picture, is so she's got a bunch of her like dreadcore, troops basically at the Field Museum. So you see some footage of that. So let me present that to you. So they've got these. I don't know why they look so Wild West. She's kind of, she wanted to give it a twist in style, I guess. And so they've got these white masks, these red armored jackets, and they've got this like Dr. Dread symbol on their like patch on their side, and so they're like running around, freaking people out, like waving guns and what look like much larger kabloomy kind of devices, and so they're doing that, and then also what you see is that Dr. Dread is not there at this second, but as you like switch through Twitter, you see that she's been like sort of popping up around in the area, and so let me show you what she looks like because she's so cool.
That teleportation device, that's the first thing we need to shut down.
Yeah, it's not a good time. So here is Dr. Dread. So she's got this crazy power armor. She's got kind of like an Iron Man style power center thing, and she's got like weird gadgets sort of like hooked onto her. And so she's sort of like floating around with jetpacks and stuff and just sort of zipping in and out. So you can't really tell what she's doing right now, but she's out and about, but mostly it's her troops that are kind of at the Field Museum making things go bad. Cool.
All
So
right.
the helicar is ready. Oh, so you wanted a good way in, right? I would say that like you can at least like get some views of their helicopter footage of the field, and you see like a back entrance that you could totally kind of surprise the Dreadcore engineers. It's through the Egypt wing, of course. So you have to like pop out of a pyramid, but it'll work.
Works for me.
It's my specialty. Yeah, so I will pass the information along.
Well, I'm going to park us back there then.
Cool. So yeah, you park by the Brontosaurus skeleton, and there's totally a door there. Yeah. And so you like basically there's like a glass door, so you guys rush in and you kind of sneak around, and you are able to see sort of. There's lots of like shooting up into the air for no good reason. So let me show you, Julie, where you're at. You are here. And you guys are going to get the drop on them, so let me know what you want to do. This is the sort of lobby that like the Dreadcore people are wandering around, and so there are 8 Dreadcore commandos, sort of like lower guys. There's one guy with like a big shoulder-mounted something or other that's glowing green, which looks like bad news, and there's clearly like a leader of the little group here, the captain, who looks real badass and has a lot of weapons.
Great.
And a couple of them are like, kind of have hostages and are yelling and shouting minion-y things like, Dr. Dread's gonna get you, you can never defeat us, etc. So you guys are gonna get around before they get to act, and then we'll do initiative.
I think I am going to charge out of the ship and immediately get large and try to intimidate at least half this crowd down. If I can get them to be a little less effective in combat is what I'm aiming for.
Awesome.
So I'm gonna run out and grow. Like, any of you who want to survive today, better get out of my way.
Awesome. Okay, excellent. Is that an intimidate that I hear?
Yes, that's what I'm doing. Because when I enlarge, my intimidating is reduced by 1 step.
Awesome. Okay, cool. So why don't you make me a roll and possibly use effort? So these the little guys are level 2, which is pitiful for you guys. So it would only be a level 1 to intimidate them into doing what you want to do, basically.
So it looks like my skills are not on here. Here we go. I'm not trained in it, but this will make it one step easier. So the 2 would become a 1. If I spend effort, it would become a 0, so there'd be no rolling. But I actually want to roll some dice today.
Cool.
So we're gonna
roll some dice. You gonna spend effort?
Yeah. No effort needed. It's only difficulty 1.
Awesome. Good. Yeah. Awesome. Cool. So I'm gonna say that the captain, who's level 5, is able to so basically you grow to towering heights. You've got this cool armor, right, that basically explodes up the skyline, right, toward all these people, and you as soon as you exceed the size of that big tyrannosaur that's in the main lobby, the Sioux, the Dread Corps commandos start scattering. The captain is able to basically sends out this long mechanical whip thing to snap in front of a small group of the commandos, and so she's able to keep about half cowering near her, but 4 of them basically scatter and knock over a bunch of what are those totem pole type things? There's a couple of those in the lobby. Those go flying, and they just run. So they're gone. All right, who's going next?
Dimensioner will go.
Okay.
And steps out of the Sinjet. Says, "Iron Tower, don't break the dinosaur again."
Too late. was going to be my first weapon.
I will send a blast of phasic energy at the thug with the big rocket.
Awesome.
The glowy
The
exploding
Rocketeer.
thing. Okay, so my phasing blast is 2 steps easier.
Nice. He is a level 4.
Level 4. So I'll leave it at 2 at the level 2.
Cool.
Oh, it's intrusion time.
Intrusion. Okay.
Let's not have that happen.
All right. So
I miss my old team already.
This is what happened to the old team.
Yeah, no, right?
Alrighty. So tell me what Dimension R is doing. So you kind of pop out of the pyramid, and you're taking aim at this Rocketeer, right?
Right. Both hands out, sending the wave of energy.
Awesome.
His
So
direction.
it's just at that moment that he, through bad luck, kind of stumbles out of the way, and so it's kind of it's energy, right? It's not mental energy. Is it some kind of physical?
Yeah, let's say it's physical
Whatever.
energy.
Cool.
It's a splicing of the dimensions that kind of ripples through in a straight.
Awesome. Alrighty. So there's a big mirror exhibit kind of behind him, just sort of glass, and so it seems to be, it's actually the reinforced case of the mummy that Dr. Dread is purported to be stealing. So that they came here to sort of do stuff, freak people out, and also to steal an artifact. And this is the big sarcophagus that she was supposed to steal. Sorry, guys. And so it's very reinforced, and so it sort of shoots off, and it hits up, and it sort of shatters a bunch of glass above you. And can I have you all make me speed defense checks to not be have horrible giant glass panes drop on you?
Okay. Speed.
So what you do is if you're trained in something like speed defense, it makes it easier. I'm going to call, these are falling from really high, and they're really big, so it shattered a bunch of them. So let's call it a level 4 task to totally get under something or somehow resist it. So if you are trained in it, it becomes a level 3 or lower if you have more training or
It's harder
specialization.
for me because I am large right now.
Oh yes, that's gonna be a
But
problem.
I think I'm going to try to take the brunt of the damage because I also have iron skin.
Ah.
So I'm not really too worried. I figure I walk through buildings for a living, so
You probably got mega armor.
yeah, I'm
Yeah,
trying
what's
to
your
figure
armor?
out where that's what I am looking for.
Yes, they hide it sometimes. So it is in the bottom right-hand corner, in the left corner of that box. That's equipment.
So it says iron skin's already figured in armor, so I have a 3.
Yes.
So that's pretty good.
pretty solid.
So that must be +2, and then I'm guessing my superhero costume is the 1.
Yep.
So I will try. So you said it was a 4, right?
Yep. So everybody else, make me speed defense rolls and tell me if you beat the 4 or whatever target it becomes for you.
I did. I got an 18.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
actually a minor effect, right?
That
Or no.
So usually it's a 19 that's a minor effect, but you're
Yeah.
like really big, and you said you were trying to like take the brunt of it. So I'm going to
I'm
say
trying to
that
cover at least some of my team, like put my
Yeah.
arms over top as it
if
happens.
somebody fails,
Okay.
oh, somebody got a 20. Claude, you got a 20?
Yep, I did.
He's not out of the ship yet.
Awesome. Oh yeah. No,
I
I'm going to
opened
say
the door
they're
and
like
like, oh
civilians
nope, I'm
running around
stepping back.
screaming.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to say that Iron Tower and Claude totally get to save a couple civilians who are and like push them out of the way. So there's a little boy who's got like a little T-Rex toy, and you guys like shelter him or like throw him out of the way, whatever is your style. Claude, what do? You're a tough warrior, feats of strength. Got
I definitely I'd like take the kid or whatnot and just sort of cradle him like a football and while the glass kind of falls around us.
Awesome. For a 20, that's like a major effect, so that's a big deal. Can we also say that like you catch a giant pane of glass and like chuck it at one of the mooks?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
All right, mook is taken out because 20s are amazing. Cool. Alrighty, and so the rest of you I think succeeded. So, but
Yeah, I reduced speed defense difficulty by 3 steps, so this is easy for me. It's like
All right.
dodge
Some
between-
commandos-
While you're running around, why don't you clean it up?
Excellent. So some of the commandos are damaged. The captain looks pissed, and the rocketeer remains, unscathed. So let us. Okay, so we still have. So
Sorry,
Eric went,
guys.
William. So we have Jason. The Jasons and Claude still have not gone officially.
Correct.
Correct.
Cool. Let's have it go.
Okay. Well, if you'd like, you can go ahead, Jason.
Actually, Dark Ronin does better if someone else goes first.
Okay.
I'll go.
Sneaky jerk. So
All right.
All
I am going to let's see here. How many mooks are still left? At the moment?
There are 3 really low-level level 2 commando mooks. There's a level 4 rocketeer and there's a level 5 captain.
Okay. I think
So 5
I-
guys.
Let's see here. I'll go ahead and try to take out another low-level mook. Like stash the kid away real quick and then run up and try to knock one out.
Awesome.
Let's see here. So I will. Okay, clear.
You may have a cat incoming. I apologize.
No problem. Okay, so. All right.
It's huge.
Cat who grows to towering heights.
All right. So I got a 15 on my attack.
Awesome.
Yeah, I had 2 shifts for my sledgehammer attack, so that should hit.
Oh, that's an automatic hit. Awesome. So how much damage do you do?
12 damage.
Oh my gosh. Okay, you totally take out this commando. Tell me how you do it.
All right, I basically do a running charge at him, and as I hit him with the sledgehammer, I send him flying through one of the other windows, and he lands right in front of the police waiting outside.
Perfect. There's like a beat where they like cuff him and they chuck him in the paddy wagon.
Yes.
Alrighty, excellent. You can also like move if you want to like position yourself or anything, but
Okay. All right. Yeah. I'll just kind of dash across and get to prepare to engage another mook real quick.
perfect. Yeah. My cat has come to help. He's nervous about my GMing. It's okay, Chewy. I got this. Alrighty.
Like hell you do, I'm doing this today.
He's taking over. Stop rubbing your face on it. Gross. Alright. Jason's?
Yeah, I'll go. So how far away are these guys from me?
I would say it's because you guys are coming out of the pyramid exhibit, you're kind of like in the center, and that's kind of where all the action is happening. So you have cover, but you can, within a round, you can get to pretty much any of them.
Okay.
So there's
I'm
like
on-
one mook that's like on the other side, but there's like the two mooks left. The one mook left, the Rocketeer and the Captain are all kind of by the sarcophagus,
Okay,
which they
so
are
I'm gonna
reportedly here to steal.
I'm going to use my super fast speed to close with the Rocketeer guy, because I figure he's more dangerous from far away than he is close up.
Fair.
And I'm going to use my flurry of punches and just start beating
Awesome.
the crap out of him.
Tell me how that works. He's a level 4 to hit.
All right, so it has a mod of -3.
Oh my gosh, cool. So that is a level 1 to hit.
All right, so I'm just going to go with that.
One other thing you should know is that you can spend effort to do do extra damage if you want. So a level of effort gives you 3 extra damage for most attacks. Cool. So you're just gonna go straight up, Jason?
Yeah, I'm gonna start just straight up for now.
Cool.
And I'm just gonna it's gonna be like a flurry of martial arts moves, smashing him, punching him.
Awesome. His like Western style cape, sort of flings back and his hat goes up. Tell me what your roll is. While everything I ever owned was pushed off the table.
My roll is a 6. Which should be good
Sweet.
enough.
So you flurry of punch the crap out of him. How much damage do you do?
That is 10 damage.
10 damage. Okay, he has 1 armor and he is almost taken out. So he's sort of in that state where he's
All right, Cat, that's enough. We are done professionally.
sorry. I don't know what to do about this. So he is almost taken out and he sort of looks dazed, but he's still holding on and he's leveling. Let's see. He's got this. It's basically a grenade launcher. Now that you're up close, you can see it. And he just takes out one of the grenades and he looks ready to pull the pin. All right.
That's
And-
bad.
Dark Ronin?
So, because he's very, very focused on speed burst, he doesn't realize Dark Ronin is behind him. And Dark Ronin takes the handle of his Wakizashi and rams it in the back of his head.
Excellent.
Probably
Cool.
knocking the poor schlub out.
Probably.
That's
So he's level 4. Make me a roll.
I have to ask you what... I have Opportunist. You have an asset on any attack roll you make against a creature that's already been attacked at some point.
Awesome.
I don't know what an asset is.
And so an asset is what we call something that lets you lower the difficulty of something. Sorry, I should have used that vocab. It's important. So an asset would be, that box of tools if you were going to use it, and apparently, having someone else hit it lowers it a level for you.
Okay.
So he's level 3, and I'm sure whatever your
My
attack
Wakizashi is a -3 though, so he is now a 0.
So it's an auto hit. You can always choose to roll in case you want special
An
effects,
intrusion.
but you can also potentially get a 1.
I'll take the chance. Ones are fun and it's early.
Perfect.
Ones are fun. That's not gonna be a T-shirt.
It's a great t-shirt.
Excellent.
Alright, let me put one on there.
It
So
says
it's
I'm
18.
18?
Yep.
Awesome. So that does extra damage. That does 2 points of extra damage. So what does your Wakizashi usually do? A
It
bunch?
is a damage of 8.
All right.
yeah.
This poor sucker never saw it coming and never had a chance. All right. So you Wakizashi him through the helmet. Is that correct? Or the
Well,
face mask?
I wasn't attempting to kill him, so I was just hitting him with the
Oh, you
handle so that
smacking
he went
him?
knocked out.
Sweet. You can totally knock him out.
Yeah. Then I do a little spin with the blade and go, all too easy.
Teamwork.
Yes. Too easy, you might say. Cool. Rocketeer is down. Is knocked out. So that is the end of your guys' turn, I believe.
Yep.
So why don't
everybody.
you guys make me initiative rolls? So if you are trained in initiative, it effectively adds 3 to your roll. Adds
Let
a
me.
level.
Does it say it affects my initiative as well? No, it doesn't. Okay.
So Darcy, I have initiative reduced difficulty by 3 steps.
Okay, so you have like an automatic 9 kind of. That's cool with you.
That is very cool with me.
Mm-hmm. So tell me the total you end up getting, or
I'm trained,
27.
I'm trained in initiative, so I got a 19 total.
okay, 19. Dark Ronin.
I'm
You first got a 27.
Faster.
Jason got a 27. That's
Big ol' 3. I'm slow and clunky, man. It's perfect.
that is perfect.
I'm sizing up while things are hitting and shooting at me.
Awesome. So what about? Let's go King Brick. What'd you get?
12.
12. Nice. King Brick. I have Dark Ronin. I have Speed Burst, and I have Dimension. I don't have Dimension R. Dimension R. What'd you get?
13.
13. Okay. Sweet. So, Speed Burst, shockingly, gets to go first.
Yes. So we still have the captain guy is here.
Yes.
Leads them.
Captain and two sad-looking commandos, who's most of their.
I'm less worried about the sad-looking commandos. So I'm going to go from the now collapsed Rocketeer and close with the captain. Just sprint over there with my super speed.
Sweet. She snarls at you.
And I'm just going to start swinging at her with lightning fast.
Cool.
Martial
She's
arts
level.
action.
Yeah, I think she's level 5 to hit.
Okay, so I have the mod -3, so that's level 2.
Level 2.
I'm not going to use the effort on my roll, but I want to use effort to increase the damage
Perfect.
if I hit. So we'll see.
So still a 6 to hit.
No.
No, so
Out of
close.
5.
Tragic. Okay, so what
Now
goes
wait, do
wrong?
we have experience to spend?
I was gonna give you experience at the end of this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes I start people out with experience, but like you guys all then I don't get enough ones in my life, and
You
it's
don't get
just,
enough failures. I see.
Yeah, I'm learning to
So-
be meaner.
Yeah, the captain, is she like armored?
Yes.
Okay, so basically I have my flurry of, almost invisible attacks because they're so fast, but they're just kind of bouncing off her armor as I hit her. I look a bit surprised by that.
Yeah. So the bits of her armor that you hit kind of glow with a strange color that rings a bell, but you haven't seen in a long time. So that happens. So clearly, Dr. Dread has cool tech. Not surprising. All right. So then we have Dark Ronin. Also, the captain cackles when you fail to hurt her.
I think Speed Burst and Dark Ronin have a good 1-2 combo going here.
True.
Yeah, I'm the distraction. Go ahead.
So cackles, and therefore again is slightly unprepared when the Wakizashi comes whistling through the air. This time it's actually the bladed part, because I expect that it ends up being her doing a lot of blocking with armor and trying to bring her whip around. So they engage in epic dueling.
Excellent.
So she's normally 5, right?
Yes, she is normally 5. And she was not hit by Jason by Speed Burst.
Opportunist
so
doesn't say hit. Is that in the rules?
Oh, no.
It says attacked.
Perfect. You're totally right. Go for it. She's just distracted.
Yep. So, yeah, that brings her down to a 1. I'm gonna give a shot for it.
You gonna spend any effort to hit or to damage?
I'm gonna take the chance on hitting and hope for the damage.
Perfect.
This is where
Lovely.
Oh my gosh.
So that'll be beat it by 15.
Excellent. Cool. So that does extra damage. So your Wakizashi does 8. Is that right?
Yep.
So 8, 9, 10 from the 18, and then 13 for effort.
Okay.
Which can come out of your might or speed, I would say.
Okay. I'll pull it out of my might because I've got more might to spare.
Perfect. And it's minus any edge, so it probably only
Okay.
costs 2. Yep.
Okay.
Sweet. So you do 13 damage. So she absorbs some, but she's still on her feet. She still looks like she's getting ready to like retaliate big time. But you've taken a good chunk out of her.
Big old flurry of blows, and she backs up kind of desperately. Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. So she looks like she might be sort of eyeing like some device on her wrist. All right, and then it's her turn. All right, so she's like kind of panting now. She's a little more overwhelmed, and you see that she hits some device on her wrist, and then she starts running. She starts like running to kind of get cover.
Well, that's not good.
Mm-hmm. And so at first nothing happens, and it is Dimensionar's turn.
All right, so I'm sorry.
No, go for it.
Okay, so Dimensioner will stride the rest of the way down the entry ramp from the jet, brushing pieces of glass and debris off of his shoulders, and kind of rolls his shoulders and lines up a better shot and shoots a phasing blast right at the commander. I'll try again. I'm going to spend 1 level of effort to hit, and the phasing blast is 2 levels, so that should take it down to a 2.
Excellent. Yep.
Is that correct? All right.
Mm-hmm. Are you gonna roll for it? Sorry, are you spending
18.
effort for?
I was spending effort to hit.
Perfect. So you totally hit, and you do extra damage. So how much is that?
Extra damage. I do 2 extra damage, so it's 10, and it ignores armor.
Awesome. Now that is good. All right, so you take her out. Tell me how it goes.
So just he fires the beam, and it looks like just this sort of rippling, scintillating wave that hits her, and it just it goes right through her and kind of gouges into the floor behind her, and she kind of falls back, and and is held in this position for just a moment, and then falls back prone on her back.
Awesome. You see some Field Museum staff, with a little badge and like a nice little blazer. Some an older woman sort of look at the floor with its gouges and its beautiful marble floor, and she just starts crying. So you guys are going to get a stern talking to about all the damage you've been causing, but
they'll never ask us to rescue them again.
We keep all preparations employed though.
Cool. So the captain's out. The commando is going to try to run, but you guys can try to catch the remaining commando, and you also have one who's passed out. So it is King Brick's turn.
Alrighty. Let's see here. Okay, so I got the counter. Like I said, I got a little distracted by a call here and whatnot. Were all the mooks gone? It was just the commander?
There's one mook left, and he's trying to run away. The commander just was struck by the blast of Dimensionar and is taken out of the fight. So it's just them, but the commander had activated some sort of device before she died.
Okay. All right.
I just feel like you can hear it ticking.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Is it a particularly large device?
It was something on her wrist. It seemed to be some sort of remote activation. You could take a second to look for some device that could have been activated.
Okay, yeah, let me do that.
Yes.
So let's see here. I will search, and I don't think I have any special abilities or whatnot for searching. So
okay.
I guess it'll be a straight roll.
Just do a straight roll.
All right. 20. Let's see, we'll clear that out. And let's see here. Got a 12.
Cool. So that is enough to sort of isolate that noise you think you've heard.
Right.
And there's something with a light that's hanging on a big pillar that's like a structural support of the museum, and you see that it's there's sort of a dial on it, and it looks like it's almost done. It's like an oven timer wired to something, basically.
Okay. I yell out to the others, guys. Yeah, I think we've got a bomb over here.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right, you can try to do something, or put it up to Iron Tower. Who's next?
Okay. You know what? Yeah, Iron Tower. Give it a shot.
All right, so how far am I between where I am to outside? Because my goal would be to run and scoop the bomb and throw it out, because you said there's more of them outside, right?
There is.
We flew by.
Yep.
To throw it out through the wall into them.
Where you think they were?
Yeah, outside.
All right.
Yeah. Have your bomb back.
I would say it would definitely require a roll. It's not automatic because it's a bit far. So I would say it's some kind of, but you have training in jumping and stuff. You could you could definitely.
Can I see, like, I mean, I would jump through the roof, but I didn't want to do too much collateral damage here. At the same time, this bomb's going to take everything out.
Yep. So you can grab it, and to get it outside to like.
Does this look like if it blows up, it's going to hurt everybody out in the street, though?
You could throw it up in the air. You think? And
I'm going to back and rephrase. I'm going to jump straight up through the ceiling and throw it up into the sky.
Awesome. All right, you're gonna have to make several like intermediate like dino jumps, but
Sure.
You could definitely attempt it. So I would say this is gonna be a pretty tough thing to do. Luckily, you're a superhero, so let's call it a level 5 task. So if you can tell me, any other assets you think you have, or if someone wants to help him.
So I'm going to blow my level 5 inspiration.
Yes.
It goes me to 12 feet, which makes me large enough to probably touch the ceiling.
Oh my gosh.
Instead of having to make the extra jumps, it gives me an extra 7 points to my might pool instead of 4.
Dang.
I am going to do like the grab the bomb and kind of flex and get larger. And when I get larger, I'm crouching down as I get larger so I can just spring through the roof versus having to jump off the dinosaurs. And then I'm going to blow effort on this, obviously.
Cool.
So what difficulty would you like me to roll against?
I think that's a 2.
Alright, so is that including my large size and...
Yes,
Alright.
so
Cool.
effort, larger size
You
now,
got
and
it.
jumping.
Alright. On an 11, which is enough.
Yes, perfect. All right, so tell me how it goes.
So when I crush down, I leap. I'm sure I crack the floor some, and as I'm going through the ceiling, I'm getting ready to wind up and pitch that bomb up into the air.
Cool.
Sorry, birds.
Yeah.
Man, Chicago, those things are everywhere.
Yeah, it's just pigeons. It's fine.
A lot of people eating pigeon tonight.
Yeah, cool. So you burst through the, beautiful, gem of Chicago's ceiling that's from the Columbus
Hey, it's a cracked
Exposition.
gem now. At least it's still there.
Exactly. And so you leap into the air and you chuck it up, right? You throw it above you?
Yep, straight up in
Okay.
the air, as high as I can throw it. If I can
Awesome.
get that off planet, even better.
All right, so when you get up there, you see that Dr. Dread is like hovering by it, and she sees it.
Oh, here, have that.
Pardon? Yeah, exactly. And her like face armor like narrows its mechanical eye simulation or whatever. It glares at you, and she like pops out of existence just as it's going off. All
I
right.
was going to give her the thumbs up as I'm falling back.
Excellent. So the rest of like her commandos and stuff have like totally fled, and now it's just cops and like passed out commandos and you guys and a whole lot of property damage.
It could have been worse.
Could have been a lot worse, definitely.
So that was 3 might, and I have 1 edge, so 2.
Nice. So you guys, So. Alrighty, I'm going to give you XP after you've like assessed what the hell's gone on.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm. When I land back down inside the building, hopefully through the same hole, so I'll make another one. I want to look around and see what exactly they were doing here, and if they got what they came for.
Cool. That is. Do you want to make me a roll, or just?
Sure, I will actually blow some points. But I know somebody on our team is actually better at that. So I probably would actually ask our mysterious guy, because isn't he an investigator?
Yeah.
Yes, he's a mysterious guy who solves mysteries.
Yeah, so let me go find, I'm scrolling through the list here. So Dark Ronin, do you want to look around this place, see if they got what they needed? I'm going to check on the people and see if everybody is okay.
Awesome.
Everybody else fan out and search any bodies that are left.
Cool. So you guys find some ciphers,
Just
and by find some ciphers, I mean are gifted from the gods or luck or whatever it is, or your superpowers with some more ciphers. So you find, and if one of you used one, maybe you can take one of these, just to kind of keep them spread out. One is that it's a level 4 inspiration. A user can see in the dark for 8 hours. And then one is a physical cipher. It seems to be something that the captain had on her. So she kind of had more gear than the others, and so she's got some kind of like cool bomb thing? Do any of you have a good idea for like a weird tech?
A good bomb thing.
Yeah, something that can do damage. Maybe it's like a it looks kind of like a starfish, and it's got this strange kind of teal glow to it. Again, which kind of reminds Speed Burst of the color that the armor was turning when he was punching it.
Gotcha.
So it's got this kind of teal glow. It's this starfish thing, and you see that it's kind of got some buttons on it. And if you think that if you used one of those buttons, it would like shoot out some kind of like horrible sticky substance, and like glue enemies to the floor or something.
Okay. The glues. What level was that one?
Let's call that one a level 5 because she was level 5.
Okay. I am large. Not really resisting in the dark. I'll carry the bomb actually, since I used my one inspiration already. Because I have an idea. It'd be nice to be able to stick someone on the ground when I'm speed bagging them.
Yeah.
In combat.
Sure.
I don't want to hit them. They always fly away.
And does someone want to be able to see in the dark? Maybe
Dark Ronin.
Yeah, I would take that because, ironically enough, he can't do that. He has a flashlight.
Gotta build up that visor tech.
Excellent, cool. So maybe this is like part of an ability Dark Ronin will eventually have, and this is kind of the insight he uses to like get it working sometime. Cool. And Dark Ronin, were you going to try to assess the situation around you?
Yeah, I'm going to try and investigate and figure out what exactly they were going for. Because ostensibly it was the sarcophagus, but that seems actually kind of unlikely. And I suspect that she's just drawing us deeper and deeper into her insidious plan style of thing.
Cool.
So I'm doing some investigating.
Cool. Make me a roll.
And Dimensionar has knowledge and science both, so he'll be looking at with Dark Ronin. Will be examining the.
Sweet. Is that trained or specialized? Does it have the T or the S checked by it?
It's neither. It's power shift.
What? How? Like with the power shift, does it say
It
times
doesn't-
1, times 2, times 3?
Times 2.
Cool. So like 2 levels basically.
Yeah.
Sweet. So anything sciencey, you will be 2 levels better at assessing.
Right.
Dark Ronin.
Sweet. Am I just rolling here, or do I have a difficulty?
I would say just roll, and I'll tell you what you sort of assess.
All right. I got a 6.
Okay, cool. And you are a sleuth, which I'm calling
Nice.
at least 1 level of training. I should probably check that out. So what you figure out is definitely that you think she was not going for the sarcophagus based on her tactics previously. Like, this is not her style. Her style is not to, if she wanted that sarcophagus, she would have infiltrated and got it a lot more elegantly than she has now. Like, this is just kind of crazy media circus, and it almost feels like a distraction from her real plans. So, so the mummy, there's nothing like really special about it. It's just a cool mummy. It doesn't seem to have some sort of magical powers that you can tell. I'm trying to think of what else you would know. You do have like that unconscious commando if you wanted to interrogate him. But so Dark Ronin, you said you had the smartphone in your like visor.
Yep.
So one thing you do notice is that there are reports of the Dread Corps commandos attacking a science lab on the south side.
Bum.
Right now. All right, and now, so what is Dimensionar, Speed Burst, and King Brick doing?
Speed Burst is going to kind of bolt around his quick speed to each of the unconscious soldiers, Dread Corps soldiers, and search them quickly.
Okay.
Tie them up while you're at it for the cops.
Yeah. I will try to tie them up if there's anything I can tie them up with
Cool.
around.
Oh yeah, you totally find some stuff to tie them up with. You can tie up the passed out ones. So you're doing that. Nothing obvious so far. The one that was knocked out is sort of waking up and is mumbling. You'll never get our commander. She's all powerful. You Sentinels don't stand a chance. But he's sort of mumbling and his mouth is still like mangled.
Like, dude,
Falling.
get face palm and intimidated.
Yes, cool. Is anyone dealing with the cops? Is anyone near them?
Who is the most talky, charismatic out of all of us? I'm assuming I got in trouble a lot for breaking and doing collateral damage. It's what happens when you're large. You forget the size of door frames. So
People don't really trust Dark Ronin.
yeah,
these
no,
days.
no. He's carrying a sword in public.
Oh.
I mean, as our investigator, he's more Batman. No one wants to talk to him. I think Firebrand was actually the talker.
Oh yeah, maybe.
I could probably talk to him, but do I know anything yet about the distraction or about the Southside Science Lab being attacked? The Dark Ronin.
Dark Ronin announces that you can.
Okay. So yeah,
Which I totally will do.
So the
Heck,
cops
we all
are
have
starting.
comms too. It says.
Yeah. The cops are starting to come in.
Yes, and flanking the cops are a bunch of reporters with the big mics and like cameramen sort of like frantically following them, and so they're like starting to like swarm in on you. And I'm going to offer. So first, I'm going to award XP for discovering that all of this was for naught because you fell right into the Dread. Dr. Dread's plan. So everybody gets an XP for that, for discovering. So you get XP for discovery in this game as opposed to just like fighting up baddies. Sometimes you have to fight baddies to discover things. It's okay. So 1 XP for that. And I think I'm going to offer a GM intrusion. So this is a new mechanic for people new to the Cypher system. And basically I offer a complication to one of you. And I bribe you with the offer of 2 XP, 1 to keep and 1 to give to someone else. Or if you don't like it and you don't want it to happen, you give me an XP. And XP can generally be used for rerolls in a one-shot at least. And it's also used for like character advancement in longer form games.
Rerolls.
There we go.
Yep. So, cool. So you all have 1 XP, and let's see. I'm going to say that. Let's see. Maybe King Brick.
Yep.
So King Brick's more of a slower, keeping to himself guy right now. Anyway, he's checking stuff out, and you get this lady reporter with like really close cropped hair and like a really like intense look on her face, sort of stride up to you and stick a camera in your face. So this is the GM intrusion, and she's going to harass you and say, why are you here fighting henchmen when Dr. Dread herself attacked the Chicago Pile 2, which is the name of a science institute?
Okay.
What do you say?
Uh,
You can take it. Otherwise, you can say you guys evade the reporters.
I'd look around and try to see if there's anybody coming to rescue me.
They've closed off.
Punch the camera.
You can.
Yeah. Well, only one of us can really be in 2 places at once, and he's not quite good at that yet. So, we're working with what we have here.
Is it true what everyone says that the Sentinels are an outdated and unregulated, crime-fighting force? You guys aren't even spending. You're causing all this property damage, and you're not even saving the people who need to be saved. Our city is in danger, and you're out here wasting your time with a couple of henchmen at the museum. What do you have to say to your populace?
Is he handing you get 2 experience, 1 goes to him, 1 goes to somebody else.
Yeah.
Who are you giving the other 1 to? Because we'll just involve that other person.
Yep,
Okay.
that works.
Let's see here. Dimensionar, get over here.
Oh, yes, take him on camera.
Yeah.
Awesome. Broody I guess
Right.
Dimensionar's not that broody. He's a bit
It just
broody.
went from bad to worse.
Excellent.
Oh,
So-
it'll get worse.
Excellent. Dimensionar gets like pulled in from the side, and there's like really bright camera lights in your face, and she turns to you. What's your name again? You're Cloaky. I forget which one you are.
You're cloaky. I'm laughing at the background.
Yeah.
There's no way my character's not.
Oh,
What
man.
do you have to say? And she turns to the camera and she says, these are the people we're entrusting the lives of Chicago to. They can't even answer basic questions about their tactics here. You know, clearly the mayor should stop protecting them. And she's just going to keep, like, talking shit about your organization.
So
Okay.
as she's doing that, I'm going to kind of do my little Jedi hand wave thing.
Ooh.
And do, what am I looking for? Erase memories. So it will blink out the last 5 minutes of her memories.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
So while she's standing here on live TV, she's all of a sudden going to like not know where she is, and hopefully it's jolting enough that she'll freak out. What's going on? Ah!
Cool.
That's the goal at any rate.
Spend the points and make. I would say you're good at this stuff. She's like, yeah. I would say it's an automatic success unless you want to make a roll. She's much lower level.
Could
than you.
get a 19 or 20.
Yeah, or a 1.
Yeah, well, you know, that'll make it more entertaining.
14.
14. Excellent. So the last 5 minutes are successfully erased, and she is totally like confused about where she is, and she totally forgot that she's interviewing you guys. So you guys can slink off if you want.
No. I'm gonna push this. So, Miss, how can you be representing the city of Chicago when you're clearly confused and don't know what you're talking about? I think you need to go back to journalism school.
Commercial break, please. So she gets to look publicly embarrassed on television. Good job.
Yay!
Yay! And she scuttles off, like, freaking out.
Have a good day, reporter.
Excellent. So a path kind of clears, and the cops get lots of the other meddling journalists out. What do you want to do? You know that Dr. Dredd has done something at the Science Institute that's would be like a helicopter away or a potentially traffic-ridden drive.
Yeah, we gotta go save the Science Center.
But we're gonna get back in the vehicle that we have and fly over there.
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes the most sense.
Alrighty.
And avoid reporters questioning and all that jazz.
Cool. Alrighty. So the cops are like taking the commandos away, and a couple of them sort of give you head nods, like "good work." So they're happy you're doing this. Okay, so you're heading to the Science Institute?
Yup.
Cool. So it is, let me give you a picture because it's fun and more fun that way. So you go down to the south side in Hyde Park, where I happen to work, and you see
Are you in the dome?
Pardon?
You work in the dome.
I don't work in the dome, but I work next to the dome. So this is So after the invasion of the Vreek, they've sort of revamped this University of Chicago campus to have a sort of elaborate science containment facility and technological research center that is held where the old Chicago Pile 1 used to be, which was where the first successful nuclear test, nuclear explosion happened. And so they're calling it Chicago Pile 2, and it's basically got lots of the alien tech we found sort of like holed up, so hopefully no one will take it and do horrible things with it, and they're also doing research there. When you guys arrive, sort of flying over, and you're free to do research on the way if there's anything specific you were looking for, but otherwise we'll just jump in. So they've got that nice dome. That dome is now, so this is what it kind of looks like on the inside, except there's like lab benches and it goes down. And that dome is like totally shattered. There's like
we didn't do that.
Not this time. So there's tons of glass shattered. There's like lots of people in lab coats like freaking out and wandering around. And so you guys sort of like land outside. And what do you do? There's no sign of Dr. Dredd here now or any of her commandos.
I think I'm going to walk up to the first person and ask what happened.
Cool.
Unless there's news feeds of Dark Ronin found on the way here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would check on the way there, but once we're there, he immediately is going to go in the site to investigate.
Okay,
Presumably there's some kind of recording security recording at the time. So.
Yep, there's a spot where there's some like guards who are like really rewatching the feeds and sort of talking to a campus cop who's in the area, and so you can go talk to them. There's lots of like frantic grad students running around, right? And so that's one of the people that Eric is Iron Tower. Iron Tower runs into first. And so what do you say?
So I'm gonna walk walk up to the first one and be like, what happened here? We just left the other site. This place is a mess.
Well, like, Dr. Dredd came here, man. Where were you? Yeah. So Dr. Dredd, she, like, flew in and all the glass blew, and I was working on an experiment, and it's a real bummer. And then she took something from a vault, man, and now she's gone.
Do you know what was in the vault?
I think there's lots of stuff in the vault. I don't have access, man.
Who has access? Point to that person, please.
With a shaky finger, he points to a really tall, like stern, curly-haired woman who's like one of the few people here like keeping it together and just has like channeled all of her emotions into rage. So she's like very quietly raging, and you can see her, and like there's like a little, circle of people walking around her.
Right. I pat him on the shoulder, be like, "You should go home to your plant. You'll feel better." And I keep walking.
He nods.
And I walk towards her.
Okay.
Trying to not be too intimidating looking.
Good luck with that.
I know, I'm trying.
Cool. So I know that. Let's see. Dark Ronin was checking out the feeds. What are the rest of you doing?
Is she in front of like the vault area?
So there's like stairs leading down to where like the vault would be, and there's like security doors and stuff. But you can kind of see through this glass that there's a staircase down. She's a couple yards away from it.
All right. So while Iron Tower's gonna go talk to her, Speedburst is gonna just kind of run down those stairs, which she can do very quickly.
Okay.
And go check out the vault.
All right. So the security doors like used to probably keep people out, and now they are currently kind of like fucked up, and there's like lots of guards around, but I would say you can easily just like in the chaos zip down. So you're going and checking that out. What are the rest of you doing? King Brick.
Okay. So while he's doing that, I'm looking around to see if I see anything noteworthy or suspicious happening while everybody's running around crazy. Like, do I see anybody standing around looking too calm or anything like that?
I would say the only thing sort of really out of place is you see someone who's like much more shaken than the rest and has like really big eyes. So it's like it's a guy probably in his 40s, and he's in a lab coat, and he's got like he hasn't shaved in a couple days, and he's got his head to his hand, and he's just like quietly sort of has this face of like struck horror, and so he seems to be like everyone's like freaked out, but he is much more freaked out than the rest.
Okay. I go ahead and approach him and ask him, "Sir, are you okay?"
Cool. So I'm sorry that I made so many different scenes happen all at once, but we'll try to resolve them. So the guy this guy who's looking horrible, he's like, you're from the Sentinels, right?
Yes, I am.
Dr. Dredd got through the Class 7 vault, and he grabs the front of your costume, and he sort of shakes it. He goes, and with white knuckles, he goes, "Class 7. There's no way she could have done that. We all thought that was the safest level of security we could possibly have. And I know what she took, and you need to act fast. It's some kind of Vreek artifact. We've been working on trying to understand what it did, but it has something to do with their Gabriels, the battle robots, and it can't be good, whatever she's doing with it."
Okay, all right, sir. Okay,
he's like white.
Yeah, he's like, oh yeah, okay. Anything else we need to know? about this artifact?
We didn't get anywhere with the study, honestly. We know that it's some kind of control related. It's some kind of like communication or control related to the robots. And if she wants it, it's even worse than we thought.
Great.
All right, so who is checking out the guards stuff? The security feeds. Dark Ronin?
That'd be me.
Can you make me a roll for sort of...
Yeah, I think I just worked out something with Sleuth. I think what they're using as the skill for that is called Perception on this sheet.
Oh, interesting.
Okay. But I'm not, I mean, I don't have a book in front of me. I'm just trying to make the connection between the sections.
Sorry. Cool, that makes sense. So with, I guess we'll use that for certain kinds of investigation at least.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Back on top of each other. It's like a trade skill for it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to go ahead and use my investigator and throw a little effort into this also.
Cool. So you're like using perception to figure out what the hell happened.
Yeah. And I'm gonna draw this effort actually from my speed. So I center myself on my training, and actually I'm kind of typing with two hands and looking back and forth between two monitors.
Cool.
So
yeah, you're
real fast.
The guards can't even tell what's happening on the feeds, but you're understanding them. Cool. Make me a roll.
So rolled a 9.
Cool.
Yeah.
And you spent effort and you're trained. Cool.
I spent effort and I'm trained.
What you notice is that although the glass shattering happened and freaked everybody out, there are other security cameras down in the vaults that you see, and you notice that just as we sort of flashed to speed burst, Dr. Dredd got through their vaults, not through the top, but through drilling from some underground, tunnel or something. And so there's this big hole in the vault that wasn't immediately apparent. They just knew that she grabbed something and came through the top, and there were commandos above, and it was kind of all chaos. But you realize that she drilled through, and you kind of can see her on the feed that she knows, she drilled through right next to the glass case that this artifact was in, and she clicks a button, and it sort of opens up for her. She was so ready. This was the artifact she came for. This was a grab the artifact and go. And so then she sort of causes terror and puts on a big media circus, but she got what she wanted and she got out.
So she knew what she wanted, she knew how to get it, and she knew theoretically what it does.
Yes.
Right.
So during that, Dimensionar will be kind of standing behind Dark Ronin, looking over his shoulder, and when that comes up on the video, her grabbing the artifact, I'd like to use premonition.
Yeah.
Which gives me one random fact about a creature or location that is pertinent to a topic you designate.
Nice.
Sweet.
Can I designate the device? That's not a creature or a location, though.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's still limited enough that it works. So I think this tends to be up to GM preference, but I tend to like a roll for that, just to sort of give you the opportunity for a 20, and but you will get certain information, and if you roll high, it will be great.
16. 16.
Okay, cool. So you get this premonition, and it kind of comes as a vision, and it comes as a vision of the Gabriels that you guys all remember, being on TV and being really nervous, and what you see is sort of. You're focusing on the device, and you get this image of a Gabriel, and it seems to be very shrouded in sort of darkness, sort of waviness. It seems to be deactivated, and then you see it being still deactivated, although there's some small amounts of light and teal energy around it, in certain lines along the armor, and you see it getting pulled up through the shoulders, and this is a skyscraper-sized battle robot. Let me start with, and it's getting pulled up through this dark murkiness by its shoulders, and you see it some little drone aquatic robot-y things that the Dr. Dredd has with her symbol on them, and it's pulling him up through some kind of water.
Uh-oh. Okay, I'll relay that to the rest of the team.
Do I remember this robot from our previous battle when I lost all of our team?
Not this robot, but but this is it is one of many of the.
Like she was recovering something that maybe we destroyed at some point.
Yes. So what you know is that there were all these Gabriels, giant alien battle robots.
Right.
They were in this war, in this horrible situation, this battle. Everyone thought that they had been accounted for. There were like 2 or 3 that were missing, but they had like exploded the heck out of them and made sure that they weren't activated. So this one must have escaped, sort of.
Gotcha. Great.
Cool. And who was talking to the stern-looking woman who knew what she was talking about?
I was going to go and talk to her next.
Okay.
I went from one guy to the other.
Fair. And I could say the rest of you, except for Speedburst, who I will get to in a second. But let me know if you want to do like a search check or something. So think about that for a second. But first, the lady. So you guys approach. So at least Iron Tower approaches the stern-looking woman, and as soon as you look.
Stern, and I figure my intimidation might be able to break that. So I'm
Yeah.
probably not being nice, but I'm going to ask her what was taken from the vault. Very point blank. She seems like a person who does not want to muck around with extra details.
Absolutely.
So I'm just asking her what was stolen.
Excellent. So she says, Iron Tower, is it? Well, the going hypothesis is that it's some kind of control device for the Gabriels, which of course would be of no use, given that there are no Gabriels, only Dr. Dredd was here. So shockingly, one would surmise that there must be a Gabriel out there somewhere, or some Gabriel-like device. Heaven forbid she's got something even worse. We'd been studying it. We'd gotten nowhere. We just knew it was dangerous and had to be contained.
Is this device, is there a signal that it sends? Is there some way to block it?
We do believe that it sends out a signal. We're not quite sure what frequency, as we were afraid to officially turn anything on. But it definitely does send a signal. It could be blocked, but I would have to be able to study it more. I would surmise that it's something very high frequency, but I don't know much more than that, sadly.
Did you guys start building anything to as a countermeasure?
She gives a slow smile. Why, yes, we have. I suspect you'll know more. You'll be able to use it better than we will, since we've already been visited, by Dr. Dredd. But we had been coming up with Vreek countermeasures just in case they returned. Let me get that for you. And so she sends someone back to get the capacitor, draining capacitor, and she comes back with this I'm trying to figure out what form I would like it to take. I think it's something you can kind of launch. So it's got
like a backpack with a gun? Is it a...
I think it's like a shoulder-mounted, with a strappy thing that you can sort of put on. It's not very big, but it's this little sphere that you can put on your shoulder. It's got a little stick that you can aim with it, and it puts something that they know it's specific for the robots. So it adheres to their power, their carapace very well, and it basically drains their energy and makes them easier to work with. She says, if there's anything else we can provide you with, we'd be happy to. I do encourage fast-acting plans here, though.
Well, we are going to be heading to a possible site where one of these large robots still exists. Anyway, actually, he hasn't told me that yet. I don't know. We're working out a plan as we speak. Because I forgot, I don't know that yet. Only he knows that. So I'm going to call the team back together once everyone's kind of done doing their thing. Tell her thank you and grab the device.
Excellent.
I'm trying to figure out how it works without actually activating it.
Yep. She can show you how it works. It's something they built, so they've got it working as best they know. It's still prototype, but so Speedburst, you're down in Vault 7. No one knows you're down there. There's lots of stuff around, and you presumably went to where she broke in?
Yes, although I have an interesting idea about this too. So he went to go check out the hole that was drilled into the bottom of the room. But one thing that Speedburst does not know, Dimensionar knows this, is that he is related, or he's descended from Freak. Where his powers come from. So I want to say that something in the vault wakes up when he gets near it.
Oh my gosh.
He
Yes.
doesn't know why, but Dimensionar can see that because he's looking through the feeds. That
Yeah. Cool.
Make things harder. Yeah.
I know. Would you like some XP for that? Like, I love it when players GM intrude themselves. Awesome. Yeah. So I think so. There's all these Greek artifacts, right? Most of them are sort of behind cases. All of them are. She didn't really explode any of that stuff. So a number of them sort of light up with this kind of teal energy as you pass. One of them is a crystal. It's a crystal that was sort of amberish, dull color. It's kind of jagged, but it's rather large. It's maybe like a coffee pot size, and it's got lots of jagged ends and stuff. And as you pass that, it starts like humming, So Dimensionar kind of starts to see this on the feed.
And I'm gonna,
and
as soon as I
Ronan was
see
looking
that,
at that too, right?
well,
Yeah.
right, and as soon as that starts to happen, I'm gonna try to distract Dark Ronan. A tap on the shoulder. Look, maybe we should go talk to the scientist over there.
Cool. Dark Ronan, are you gonna trust him, or are you gonna try to? Shall we get a
Dark
roll
Ronin
here?
specifically has a skill called resist interrogation and tricks.
We're gonna have to have some rolls. Cool.
He's pulled up the get bet card.
Okay. Well, I have 2 power shifts in intelligence.
Okay. That would lead toward your trickery. All right. So you roll to deceive him, I would say, or something. Deceive or trick, and then he will roll to resist.
So that would be a 19 if I put 2 power shifts in.
Nice.
Any rank you have basically gives you a +3, and you oppose your rolls that way with 2 players. So.
All right. Can I also apply perception to this? I don't especially care if I make it or not.
This sounds perception. This sounds very perception-y.
All right, so this will be perception plus resist interrogation and tricks, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Plus any effort if you want it.
Yeah, no.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
Nothing goes past Dark Ronan. Awesome. Cool. So Dark Ronan sort of, you see that, Dimensionar is not being straight with you, and just as you turn to see, that crystal thing has sort of exploded out with some little spikes, and it's broken through its glass. It's sort of hovering around and swirling these like shards of now teal-colored, glowing shards. What do you do, Speedburst?
So it's got like spiky shards all over it now?
The shards have blown out, but they're not harming you. They're sort of hovering around the crystal, which is now levitating in front of you.
I'm going to carefully reach out and touch it.
Awesome. So you reach out and touch it, and the humming sort of gets loud, and it gets very warm, and it feels very comforting and right. This feels like coming home a little bit, and that is when your skin starts to change. So what does your outfit look like?
So his outfit's like it's not armored, but it's like a form-fitting black and gold. It's like a black kind of leotard suit, but it has a gold sunburst on the chest.
Awesome. Okay. Do you wear a mask?
I'm going to say he wears like a half mask over his eyes.
Cool. So you feel your skin changing. And I totally forget what color the Greek are supposed to be. They don't show up, but they're humanoid aliens with bright yellow skin. Cool. So you don't change size or anything or shape, but you feel like your body shifting a little bit, and your skin definitely like through the mask, and if you look at your hand, it's got this yellow pallor to it, which you recognize as freak, which probably scares the hell out of you. So can you make me an intellect defense roll real quick?
Sure. I don't have anything that helps me with that.
It's okay. Sanity loss.
It's okay to fail.
Yep.
A lot.
And I did fail a lot because I rolled a 1.
Oh.
Gosh. Okay, so I'm gonna say that Speedburst, immediately, you're gonna pass out until someone revives you, if that's okay.
That's
So
fine.
you fall to the floor. Your mask kind of flings back, and you can see that his face has become very distinctly Vreekian, which you guys can see on the screen. Now, that doesn't mean you would know that he is a freak. Could be the crystal did something to him. Dimension artist.
And you're now gone, and you're playing Firebrand.
So as soon as he falls, Dimensionar will turn and hustle to the stairs down to level 7.
Okay.
Or Vault 7.
Yep. So if you go first, you reach him first, and the rest of you guys can like follow if you want. And what do you do?
I'll kneel over him, and I'm kind of positioning such that so the people that are coming up behind me maybe have their view blocked a little bit, and I'm shaking him a little. Come on, wake up! What did you do? Slap his face a little bit. Wake up! Wake up!
So yeah.
I think the only person that's going to be following you is Dark Ronin, though, because he didn't tell anyone.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
And we all know you don't let Dark Ronin get behind you.
And Dark Ronin's going to say, "This is why I have trouble trusting people." And then he's like, "I'll get Speedburst out of here. You get the others over to where Dr. Dread is."
Nice.
He's not a bad guy. He's a good man.
Yeah.
We've all got secrets.
Excellent. Where are you taking him, Dark Ronin?
Well, I know where there's a secret exit from the room because I saw someone drill into it. So, so we're taking the secret exit out. So
Perfect.
nobody says that he's a freak.
Excellent. Okay. What are you going to do, Dimensionar?
Well, I guess I'll head back upstairs and gather everybody else around and try to figure out where the next step is.
Cool. So, yes, let me see. So if you guys like, yeah, I know. Yeah. So there's like, now that you guys are on the trail, Dr. Dread's been seen a couple other places. So you guys, like, headquarters basically had kind of intel on at least one of her bases, and you know that, like, basically you get information that from your sources that, like, she's been seen somewhere around her, like, her base that is in tunnels underneath the Chicago, like, loop, the main area, main downtown. So she's maybe been seen around there, and she's maybe been seen at, like, an arms dealer, like a shady arms dealer in the southwest side of Chicago. Like, she's been seen about, you know, a couple places, but that's been, like, two things that pinged and, you know, your network sent it to you.
All right.
You're not sure where she is right now. But you have a capacitor. You saw a scary robot coming up from the water at some point, which could have been, you know, who knows how long ago or in the future.
There. I was trying to find a picture for my guy the whole time. I finally found one. I totally wasn't. I had to think outside the box and went with Ultraman. Really outside the box.
Oh, nice. There you go.
It's some custom art from a buddy.
That's good. Oh, really? Awesome.
To throw an idea out there, even though Dark Ronin's no longer around,
We're on comms.
her work all seems to have a fairly unique energy signature.
Yep.
And somebody is now toting a weapon that uses the same signature. There you go.
I am. I'm not good at that kind of malarkey, so who is good at tech stuff?
We're going to have
Dimensionar.
to science the shit out of this.
Yeah, the way this usually goes is you build sciencey stuff, I test and see how breakable it is. I'm not a sciencey guy.
Cool. Do you want to, I mean, you're in a science lab. You've got lots of tech that they'd be happy
I will
with.
hand it over to whoever wants to do some research, see if we can track over the signature, or for sure, do it up. So who do we say was our sciencey guy?
Dimensionar is
Dimensionar.
sciencey.
All right, I'll hand him. And when you say that, I'm like, can you track her with this thing?
I'll try.
Alrighty.
Did you mention the image yet that you saw, the premonition?
Yes.
Do we know where that location is?
I don't think so.
I'm going to do a little online research while we're in the research lab to see if I can narrow down with, like, you know, Google Maps, essentially, where that's at.
Okay. It'd be pretty tough, but I'll have you, like, you know, at least narrow it down.
Sure.
So make me a roll, and Dimensionar, what do you? So you have this, like, device that uses kind of like this Vreek tech that she likes to play with a lot. It tends to be Vreek, but it's kind of got her particular tweaks on it. So you can try to use that to see other energy signatures like it around Chicago. I think, does that sound like something you'd want to do?
Yeah. So if we can somehow tie like a Vreek energy detector into cause of like a force feedback to a radio station or something, and see if we can't do some sort of interferometer, see if we can pin it down that way.
Cool. All right. What are you using?
I would assume that if a Gabriel activates, that's going to be a very big signature.
Yes, definitely.
All right. So I'm sciencey. It's sort of like the knowledge skill. It's not marked as being trained or specialized, but I get 2 shifts of intelligence.
So 2 levels. Yep.
He also has craft at 2 levels.
Oh, cool. Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, you were super Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Yeah, I was gonna call it like a level 6 task to like make something that could do something like that. So that would bring it down to a level 2. I don't know. And of course, if you like roll higher, it'll be like more great.
Yeah, I will spend a level of effort to make it a level 1.
Okay.
Oh, and I got a 19.
19! Minor effect. Cool. So, yeah, I would say that, like, maybe you even, especially with the resources you had here, you can, like, you have this energy signature and you kind of translate it into something that can be readable by, like, sort of radio towers or something. Like, you do some tech magic and you craft a thing. And so what you basically end up with is, like, kind of a heat map of like where that signature is coming from at a given point. And so it's a little bit wavy because, like, some of them are small powered. Like the Gabriel would be a big red dot, but like there's little bits of like Vreek wreckage sort of all over the place since their invasion. And so there's like little blips that don't tell you much. But what you do see is there's a big blip. There's a definable blip sort of downtown in the loop, and there are a couple little blips that move around and are a little hard to discern right now. And so you don't see something that's like flying around that must be her, but she just may not have much of the tech activated right now.
Okay, but the big blip is definitely of interest.
Yes, the big blip.
I'll kind of put my hand over the screen, the little Vreek blip of people sneaking out of the tunnel or sneaking out of the lab through the tunnels. Nothing to see there. Look at that big one right there.
Excellent. So what is Dark Ronin doing with this, with Speed Burst?
Well, he doesn't entirely know what's happened here. He knows he touched an object and now he looks like a Vreek.
Uh-huh.
And after having to minus the reporter earlier, he's relatively certain more encounters with the media with a Vreek on the team would be bad.
Yep.
So mostly he wants to keep him hidden and then eventually wake him up. So I guess once he feels like they're safe enough, he's going to attempt to wake up Speedburst. Freak or not.
Awesome. So you can wake him up, and he's a bit disoriented. He's still Vreek looking.
Okay.
What do you do, Speedburst?
So I kind of groggily come awake and I look down at my own hand. I can see it's still yellow.
Yep, and you've still got that crystal with you, if you wanted.
Okay. I guess, what happened?
You touched the crystal, and now you look like this.
Oh.
Something you want to share?
I don't know. I don't know why that came awake. Why that activated near me.
Why did Dimensionar not want me to see it?
I don't know. I've known Dimensionar for a while, but I'm not sure he has been acting strangely.
You can understand why. I find it difficult to trust someone who looks like a shape-shifting alien at the moment.
I swear I have no idea what's going on.
Give me the crystal.
Oh, don't touch it!
I will hand the crystal over to him.
All right, Dark Ronin, make me a intellect defense roll.
Oh boy, not something I'm actually great at, oddly enough.
It's for your own good.
Do you know what poor life choices are?
I figured it was good investigation. If it turns me into a freak too, it does one thing. If it doesn't, it does another.
Fair.
Yeah, okay, I get it. Eliminate it, process of elimination. But man,
Iron Tower's going to start advertising for his third team.
little do you know, I have a second team. And the same
man.
thing is not AOL dial-up.
This is not my best roll of the night, but I will suck it up. I rolled a 3.
A 3, excellent. So why don't you take 3 points of intellect damage without armor as it shocks you and makes you drop it.
Does that just come right out of my pool? Is that what I'm doing
Yep.
there?
Exactly.
All right. Bzzzt.
And it's sort of like, as you drop it, it sort of like falls to the ground but hovers before it shatters, and it sort of like levitates over towards Speed Burst a little bit.
It seems to like you better than it likes me.
Reach out and grab it again.
Okay, cool.
Maybe I should hold on to it.
Yeah. So one thing you know is that this alien crystal. So I think one of you would probably know something about one of these texts. Like, what is Dark Ronin's? So I don't think Speedburst would know anything, but Dark Ronin
survived through one war.
I think Dark
Sure.
Ronin technically doesn't have a lot of tech skills on here,
Okay.
but I think this is a time when I will call in my confounding. You pull talents and abilities seemingly out of nowhere. You can attempt one task in which you have no training as if you were trained.
Sweet. Oh, I like that. Cool. So this is. I was gonna have you make some kind of like knowledge check or like discern Vrekian technology to try to like see if you like see if you know anything about it.
Dimension R knows way more about it than I do.
I know. But he's not here right now.
Yeah, no.
Cool. Make me a roll and you're trained, and you can spend
Alright.
effort. It's some kind of intellect task.
Yeah. Man. Normally I'm able to use my investigation prowess to back me up on things. I guess I'm gonna...
I would say perception counts. You're looking at it. You're not
All right.
touching it.
Yeah, but I don't want to spend the effort because I don't have an edge in intellect, and I don't have a high intellect pool to begin with.
Yep. And especially now.
You'll survive. Don't worry about it. You can always do a recovery roll.
Yes, we do have ways to get your pools back, so we can do that.
I rolled a 4, which,
Okay.
unless a 10 is enough, I might go ahead and blow the XP on a reroll, to be honest.
It's a 10 isn't going to get you a lot, I will say.
All right. I will take not a lot to deal with the fact that I'm just kind of reaching on skills that I don't use much.
Fair. So this is an alien crystal. It has something to do. So this actually, when activated, which it is like when it's in the hand of Reek, it's sending out some kind of signal, and you know that they were very commonly held in the hands of like freaks who were like sort of commanding armies and things like that. So it's some kind of like it's some kind of Reek signal. And like Dimension R knows that it popped up on his screen, so it's similar to like the kind of robot-related signals.
Okay. I will pass that information on to Speedburst right now.
Okay.
And be like, it would probably be good if you could turn it off.
Is there any discernible way to turn it off?
As you think about turning it off, it sort of depowers.
Well, that worked.
There are perks to suddenly finding out you're an alien. Yes, cool. So other team, assemble, figure out what you want to do, and Speedburst and Dark Ronin can join them as they see fit.
Yeah, well, let's calm everybody because I think everyone's suit says we have a phone or communications.
Yep.
So I'm going to calm everybody and say, all right, where are we? What are we at? We're burning daylight. We need to hunt this down quicker.
I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick. You guys think about stuff. Be right back.
If she is actually... Someone put on here the one might be an informant. Who were you guys talking about? The doctor that I got the information from?
Yeah, I think it was the Stern doctor.
It's not necessarily her, but there is some sort of informant because she knew what she was looking for, where it was, and how to get it. So someone gave her
The
information.
informant would still be here, though?
It has to be someone who actually had access to the level 7 vault. So probably.
She can teleport, though.
Yeah, but she had to know it was there. And she also
Oh,
didn't
yeah,
teleport.
yeah.
She drilled in.
She
Yeah.
drilled in, that's right.
She knew exactly what she was going for.
So she has an informant.
Yes, I was about to look for an informant when all of a sudden things went sideways. So,
Now you're yellow.
Yep.
So do you want a full mask now instead of a partial mask?
Well, I don't know. The yellow skin kind of goes with my color scheme.
Oh, it's not going to be good. Yeah, I think finding the informant before we jet might not be a bad idea. Because there probably is one.
Alright, where are you guys going?
We are going to, like the aggressive team is saying, she drilled in here. She knew exactly where everything is. There has to be an informant on the inside here somewhere. How we quickly find it? I don't know. Before we interrogate the very stern scientist, does anyone want to look at this device and see if it actually will help us, or is it something that we're just transporting to the bad guy for her? You know what I mean? Like, are we getting duped?
Hmm.
So does anybody want to look at this device?
This is the crystal device or the...
No, the countermeasure device.
Ah, I see.
The capacitor.
But we might be bringing the final part she needs to operate this thing.
Hmm.
Wouldn't she have just taken that, though?
Yeah, so that device, you think based on like that wasn't even hidden in a lower level or anything. You think that's not something she was
Okay.
particularly interested in.
Gotcha.
But fair question.
Of course, that would make a good media moment. You know, when the city's superheroes bring the final piece while
It's
national
true.
television.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
kind of what I was thinking. Is like, this chick is mad that her talk show got canceled, so Oprah said no.
Who's that? Dr.
I don't know.
Dredd?
Yeah, I don't know, Dr. Dredd. I don't know who we
So
would...
her talk show was like a divorce court, and she was Judge Dredd.
I don't know who we would be looking at for an insider, though. I don't want to interrogate everybody here. I think it's more important to find this location and get to that versus interrogating someone here, unless anyone has a clue as to who the insider would be. Like, who has access to this vault? I guess that's probably the real question.
So we can kind of like montage it a little bit and be like, you guys spend some time stomping around yelling at people until somebody gave you information.
Well, I mean, we just round them off and be like, all right, who has access to the level 7 vault?
Cool. So you spend some time on it and you still like really aren't getting any... Nobody is looking super suspicious, but you guys aren't spending effort and rolls and stuff, so just as a first glance, there's nobody who's popping out as extremely suspicious. Everybody looks really worried, really upset that they're going to lose their jobs because they lost the sailing artifact, and really upset that the city might get blown up or whatever. But one thing you do find is that one of the random sort of maintenance people here, like not one of the scientists, but someone who just works there, heard Dr. Dredd sort of like cackling, like levitating above the Science Institute and monologuing, like evil person monologuing, right? And she heard her say, once I siphon enough power from the grid, Chicago will be demolished. So that's the only other piece of information you really get.
Ah. So, where would be the main power source for Chicago?
There are at least a couple, there's like a number of power stations. There's some that are, more natural gas and more updated ones. There's a couple more outdated, like coal-based ones. So there's a number of them. They're Googleable.
Is there a way to look at from here at the science lab if one of them has more of a power surge going on right now than the rest of them?
Well, Dimensionar's thing would help. I would say you guys need to this lab doesn't have that information, but someone would, like down at the station or something, the cops might have that,
or just go to any of the power stations. Would they kind of be able to tell you how the other power stations are being?
Well,
at least of the same type, probably. Mm-hmm.
If we could call the mayor and get
like
the
go to the
mayor
Witty energies, like.
Pardon? Yeah, there's some office you can call, and they will have data on that.
I just feel like We Energies, just go there. Or
Cool.
call them. Well, I don't know what it is in Chicago. Out here it's We Energies. I don't know what it is in Chicago for energy providers.
There's a couple, but you can call like the people in charge of them. Yes, you call like the 2 or 3, and what you find out is that none are experiencing any particular interesting surges.
Does
At
any of
least right
them,
now.
Do any of them are a stronger power source than the rest?
Yes, some are definitely. So you can isolate like 2 or 3 of those.
Yep. And if somebody wanted to steal power from the grid, which would you pick if you had that choice?
Is this a trick question?
Real question.
Asking for a friend.
We're asking to save the city. I point to one of the cameras. It's probably here now with me on camera and on the phone.
Excellent, perfect. Okay, I guess I'd go after the Goose Island power station. It's most centralized.
She was pulling that out of the water. All right, thank you very much. Be safe, and remember, if there's an earthquake, to hide under a table. And hang up the phone.
PSAs from your local friendly crime-fighting team.
Exactly.
Excellent.
Duck and cover.
I say we go to Goose Island, then it probably makes more sense unless anybody else wants to do something here.
So there's Goose Island, there's her old base in the Loop, which is kind of on the way, and there's some arms dealer that she was known to be seen at, sort of far away.
Let's fly by the base, and then on the way to Goose Island, if we have to go to the weapons merchant, we can.
Well, also, currently Speedburst and Dark Rodent are not with you, so they could always...
I called the team, and if you guys don't...
Yeah, well, I mean, so far as I know, Speedburst is still yellow, so...
That's true.
I'm like, all right, guys, we need to go. Are you coming up here or not?
I can move fast enough that probably no one will notice that I'm yellow on the way out.
I was going to suggest that Speedburst could probably get to the arms merchant on his own, but...
There you go. That would give you some time to solve your yellow-skinned problem.
Do we think that she really needs to go to an arms merchant, though? I mean, she's got this... Well, I don't know that she has this robot yet, but Spencer saw the premonition.
He told all of us, he said.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the question is why she needs to go to an arms merchant.
Yeah,
Well, she's arming the robot.
I think she needs the power source to activate the robot. She's got the thing that controls it. Or
you hopped down.
Yep. That's what I was saying too. Let's just do the flyby. If you want to run out to the arms dealer and quickly question him, and then meet us on the island.
I'm gonna stick with the team because I don't think the arms dealer is gonna have much to add.
Okay. Then we'll fly by her base at the Loop.
So you guys have a few minutes of dealing with the fact that your friend is probably a freak that you can work through. And as you do this flyby, you're sort of going over the purported entrance to her lair. And one thing, Dimension R, you still have that little map of sort of where the alien technology is coming from.
I baked it into an iPhone app.
Yeah, obviously, quickly, and sort of as you're passing the base, there's a small amount of signature, but not quite as much as you'd maybe have expected. But what's more concerning is that I'm going to offer King Brick a GM intrusion.
Uh-oh. Yep.
So as you guys are flying, sort of over the main downtown loop, so Dimension R sees suddenly on his screen sort of a blip appear of Reek technology activated right behind you guys, right behind your little flyy thing. And King Brick, you're located by the window of the facility, and you see Dr. Dread floating in midair with glowing hands, and she is going to make an attack at you.
No.
That's her style. No.
Well, flying, I'm stop playing with the crystal, because I think that's what it is.
Excellent. So, make me a speed defense roll to sort of dodge out of the way of this plasma blast thing that she chucks at you.
You want me to do this while we're in the vehicle?
Yes. Because it's very precise, and so you can kind of dodge out of the way. It's still going to hurt your vehicle, but whether it knocks you in the head or not.
Do I have any Nope, no piloting. Let's just see how this goes. I have 11.
Oh wait, I think I was trying to target King Brick.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Claude, my bad.
Oh, okay.
You're my co-pilot, King Brick.
All right. Let's see here. Speed. Okay. So I am going to roll 8.
Okay. Do you have any speed defense assets or anything?
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and spend some effort on my speed. I got 1 edge in speed, so that's going to be 2 points from my pool to add a level of effort, so that reduces the difficulty.
So usually you have to declare that beforehand, but we're new to the system, so that's fine. But something you should know is it's a level 7 attack.
Oh boy.
So,
Okay.
but this is a GM intrusion, so you're getting 2 XP, 1 to keep, 1 to give away.
Or you can spend a GM or XP and be like, screw you, GM intrusion.
It's true. You are rolling an XP right now.
Let's see
You
here.
could say, you know, she doesn't take the attack at you guys.
Or
Okay.
you see it well enough.
Yeah,
Dodge.
yeah. You can either do that or like try for a refill. You know what? Yeah, I'll go ahead and spend an XP and say that she doesn't hit us.
Cool. So she merely floats before you guys. She's somehow broadcasting her voice so that it carries really well, and she's saying, she's sort of cackling at you guys, and she says, "When the Gabriel finally sucks enough energy from the Crawford power station, Chicago is toast." And she says, "Just try and stop me, Sentinels. It'll be your doom." And she pops out of existence.
Of course she wants us to know so she can have the media there.
Mm-hmm. So it booms all around Chicago, and they can hear it. So Crawford Power Station is one that was supposed to be depowered. It's an old coal-based one, and when you look Dimension R, there is a bit of a blip of Greek technology there. But it wasn't high enough to really make any notice, and it's kind of far away from the city. We expected her to be closer, and so it's like a ways out west, sort of along a canal.
Well, I guess we know where we're going, unless you guys still want to do a flyby on Goose Island.
I think we need to go there, even
All
though
right,
that's
so
where
bring
she
the
wants us to go. But
bring the
Taunting
ship
you.
about and punch in the overdrive and head towards that location.
Excellent.
Hey, Darcy, are
Yeah.
you okay with recovery rolls out of order?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so then on the flight, I'd like to do my 10-minute roll.
Yeah, we should definitely all learn how to do that. So recovery rolls, you basically get 4 chances a day to roll a d6 and add your tier, which is +1, to get a number of points that you can put anywhere in your pools. So for one of them, you need to one you can take in the middle of combat just as an action. One takes 10 minutes of sitting and catching your breath. One takes an hour of rest, and one is sleeping overnight.
Okay. I think I'll do the same thing and take the 10.
Cool. And you guys, yeah, I would say, yeah, the 10 would work for you guys.
It is a good time to do that.
Okay. I have all my points back.
Awesome. And you guys are free to activate any ciphers if you know if you want to beef up before you go there. It's up to you.
The only cipher I have left.
Let me give you guys one more, just for you were messing around doing a lot of stuff. So these are. So you guys are going to get. One is a level 4 inspiration. You can use it as part of another action. You can immediately take another action. So it's basically like a pill you pop, or not a pill you pop, I guess. It's like you just suddenly have the inspiration to be able to act twice around.
Okay.
And the other one immediately restores 5 points to the user's might pool.
Oh, wow, nice. So one is
Insta
5
health.
to might. And then another one is 2 attacks. Or 2 actions. Now I have a question. Can I use my experience point to give back, say my suit recharges, no level 5 inspiration where I can get larger? Grow to 12 foot.
That's I am very pro using experience points for weird things, so yes.
Alright, so I'm just going to use that because I want to recharge instead of feeling or fighting a big robot. Being instead of 8 foot tall, 12 foot tall might be better.
Yep.
So I will blow my 1 experience then. Take that off. Alright. For the stuff, I mean, whoever wants to take the other 2. I'm carrying the countermeasure device right now.
Let's see. I still got both of mine, so I'm at my limit.
I'll go past my limit. I don't care about that. Go ahead and roll those percentiles.
I have both of mine still too, and one of mine is similar where I can take a second action, so someone else should take that.
I say Captain Slice and Dice should have the 2 actions in a round.
I'm already toting 3 ciphers right now, though.
So go above. It only makes a percentile chance that it could go bad. You'd be all right.
And for one-shots, I'm kind of explodey. Just use your ciphers all the time, whatever. You can have as many as you want. I'm also going to give 1 XP to everybody going into this battle because you realized that your friend was a Vreek, and you sort of discovered stuff about this, what her plan was, and partially at least what the device was.
Okay.
Because you might need it.
Alright, so that's that. Alright. So I have 1 experience still then, since I spent 1. Alright, cool. So keep the 1. That's all I'm doing. I'm not going to spend my enlarge thing yet, because I'll do that when I jump out of the plane.
Cool.
Hope this thing has an autopilot.
It might not be very good, but...
It's okay. Mayor can buy a new one. This one's a piece of crap anyway.
Yeah.
And replace our phone.
Yeah. I make sure that crappy phone's in here so that when we blow up our ship in an awesome display, he has to buy his new phone too.
Yes.
It's time for an across-the-board Team Tech upgrade.
Yeah, exactly what I'm thinking. Like, let's just nuke all the stuff so he has to pay for it. So, racing there, flying in, what do we see?
Yes, so you guys are flying in. You're flying kind of away from the center of the city. So you're sort of following this canal that leads from like sort of the Chicago River main area down sort of mostly west. And as you approach this, what looks like a really abandoned, like, you know, big coal stacky factory, coal stack power plant thing, it looks like pretty quiet. There's not a lot of people running around. But as soon as you guys sort of get your vehicle close, you hear like a boom, like a really big noise, and a lot of like whirring and such. And then you see some sort of lights sort of shining through the windows of the power plant as it's sort of getting to be night out, and the city's, you know, skyscrapers are lighting up in the distance, and you can see lights turning on in this old power plant.
Okay.
So, what are you doing?
Don't see the big robot, so that's a good start.
Yeah, so I'm having you like paused in case you want to like drop out and enter, but if you come over the power plant itself, you will see more.
Does anyone want to be dropped in as kind of like recon? You know what I mean? Like to sneak around or go through the back or do that kind of stuff?
I'll do that because I'm a super sneaky guy and I kind of wanted to sneak up on the situation anyway.
So I'll swoop down and drop you off on the way in. Is the speedster going to go as well?
Yes, I'm going to go as well.
Okay, awesome. Do you have the crystal with you?
I am taking the crystal.
Shit, yes he does. That's not on my ship.
Excellent.
I don't need a vehicle turning into some nasty robotic device to assist this thing.
Awesome. So is it on or it's still unactivated right now?
It's deactivated currently.
Okay, cool. Ooh, sweet. So you guys land, and as soon as that happens, one of the walls of the power plant gets smashed through, and Dimension R, you see like what was a blip of freak technology surge into this overpowering, like strong activated blip, and you can see that like the power plant has been kind of activated, but it was supposed to be shut down, so that's probably how it like escaped. It's not being monitored anymore, and so it's this old one, and so she's definitely been like powering it up. And so the giant Gabriel battle robot, which I'm going to show you, looks like this. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, where is it? Okay, I'm just going to hold it up to you because it's awesome. It's what was the cover of my game, so. It's this big battle robot that's like standing next to a building.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
That sounds awesome.
Yes.
I heard there was an opening in a Miami Supers team.
He's looking
Thinking
on.
about following up on that.
You
Awesome.
ever lived in Miami? You don't want to go there, man.
Excellent. So
I look outside and see snow right now.
So the first thing it does is it. So I'm gonna have you guys roll initiative real quick.
Okay.
Since they were waiting for you, so you don't really get the drop. So everybody, roll me initiative.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wait, I had that's D6 as well.
So I would like to use the ship in order to hasten our entrance. Can we use that to up our initiative?
If you make a roll.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'll make a roll. Do you want me to roll the pilot? Is that what you
I
want
like
me to
that.
do?
Yeah, basically.
I'll
Some
spend
kind of
effort
maybe
on it,
speed
too.
or intellect. However
I'm
you want
guessing speed, and I will use. I don't see my guy being the smart style for that kind of stuff. It's more how quickly can I get us there.
Yep.
So I have no edge, so that cost me 3. So whatever that tier is, I got an 11 on my pilot roll.
I would say that'll do it with the effort, definitely.
Sure.
Cool. So that is going to speed you guys up all a level. So add an extra 3.
Yep.
So you can also spend XP to reroll Speed Burst in case you want, but you're also free to take it. So that is a botch, so no amount of asset helps that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna re-roll it.
Okay.
Take it.
I'm just going to add 3 to this. Alright. Oh, well, I got a 6. Look at that. I was too busy piloting.
Dimensionar gets a nat 20.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you get to go first.
Can I do a major effect?
Yeah,
and,
I would love
turn on
that.
some ciphers before I
Yep,
go.
totally.
All right.
That's what 20s are for.
So I have 2 inspiration ciphers that I'm going to activate.
Nice.
And then jump out of the thing and just run forward as fast as I can and do my dimension blast right up into the knee of this Gabriel.
Awesome. What are the other initiatives, just so I know? So,
I got a 6.
so that is Eric got a 6.
Yep. Iron Tower 6.
Iron Tower, fair.
Speed Burst has the 22 because of his crazy speed stuff.
Awesome.
I rolled an 18, and I've got initiative, so it'd be 21. And I don't think I gained from the car because he dropped us off first.
Oh, I think you were saying before, weren't you?
Yeah, I just said in our approach again, like I'm
Yeah.
fly by, low drop you off, just so we all have a bonus to initiative.
Yeah.
It's one of the hardest things to get a bonus to is you're
Yep.
going.
In that case, I'm looking at a 24.
Awesome. King Brick,
And with me, with the bonus,
it's a 20, right?
total.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Alrighty. And that's everybody. Cool. All right, so the Gabriel is going to go after the nat 20, but before everybody else.
Mhm.
Okay. And okay, cool. So Dimensionar got to activate some ciphers, and you take the blast. So currently, the Gabriel is a level 8 generally. Has a bunch of armor. You can clearly see has a bunch of. It's going to take a while to take down, but it has speed defense as 5 because it's so big. But yours ignores armor, so it's still going to be trying to hit the level 8. Did you roll for attacking?
It ignores armor. I'm confused by what you said.
Sorry, your attack ignores armor,
Right.
but it's an intellect attack, so it's going to be intellect defense as level 8 instead of speed
gotcha.
defense as level 5. So it's easier to like punch, but it has so much armor, so.
I'm going to run up and hit it with a stick. Okay, so one of my ciphers lowers attack rolls by 1. So
And
that's
who
a
has
7.
the thing that drains its power?
I do. It's the sniper on me.
Okay.
I should have mounted that to the ship before I flew it into it. If I didn't mention that, I would fly the ship into it.
Excellent. So what is Dimensionar doing?
Okay, so it's a level 7 with my cipher, down to a 5 with the phasing attack.
Awesome. Yeah, you're right.
5, and I'll spend a level of effort to drop it to a 4.
Nice. So 12 or higher.
And it hits.
Awesome. Good. Excellent use of effort. Cool. So you pierce right through its armor. How much damage do you do?
8.
8. Awesome.
Just 8.
So You definitely see, like, part of its. Did you aim for the head or the knee? Where were you aiming?
Yeah, I was aiming right at the knee.
Right, the knee. Cool. You see part of its legs sort of like fizzle a bit, and the energy that's like coursing through it, that's kind of teal and Vreekian, sort of like it goes very dim for a second, and it starts to like stumble a bit, but it sort of is able to catch itself again, so it's still up, but you do some good damage to it. Then we have the Gabriel. Cool. So first, the Gabriel is going to it's going to try to take a swat at the ship. So can I get a speed defense to move it out of the way? Because
Sure.
aren't you? You're still in it, right? You're still trying to
Oh
drive
yeah,
into it.
I am literally gonna ram this into.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, he's going to try to swat you out of the air first.
So that's probably why I'm flying at him.
Yeah.
Still in here too.
Speed defense. And well, you better get ready to jump.
Yeah. Basically. So
I tell everybody out. I'm definitely yelling that on our initiative. So.
yeah, you can decide just to jump too instead of like trying to swerve out of the way.
Oh no, I'm flying. No, I'm staying in.
Okay. Cool.
I'm gonna try to pilot this thing so that I can ram it into it for some damage.
Awesome. So how to do this? It is a level 8 robot swatting at you, but it's kind of like I'm gonna say like its speed, since it's big and bulky, it's gonna lower it a little bit, but not all the way because you're not trying to hit it, you're trying to avoid it. So it's like, let's call it a level 6 task to dodge out of the way with your ship.
And I'll spend 3 effort. I'll spend effort.
Okay.
Drop it 1 more.
And do you have any? What kind of skills do you have to make this easier?
I don't have any. I'm not a good pilot. I was just piloting because I was the lead. So.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Excellent.
Yeah, I'm in it to win it.
Good. Make me roll.
All right. So it was a 6, and now it's a 5, right?
Yep.
Here we go. 20.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
So I pilot past. I would like to use that for extra damage as I'm jumping out and piloting it into it.
Yeah, absolutely.
What my goal was, and I'll be in the air when this is going on. I wanted to jump out and pilot into it, and I want to get large as I'm landing on it.
That is
I'm not going to be
doable.
as big as it. I'm only 12 foot, but being on its shoulder and punching it in the face seems like a better idea than punching it in the ankle.
Yep. Just so you know, I forget how big this thing is supposed to be, but stories tall.
Yeah, like 6 to 10 story kind of thing.
Yeah,
I'm not
exactly.
that big.
Right.
Yeah.
But bigger is good. So the one thing, you do get your points back because it's a natural 20. You get any effort you spent back. Good. All right. So you jump out of it. I assume your piloting was so good that even if the rest of us sucked at getting out, you kind of turned it so we all slid out. Yeah, the ejector seats. You guys get out, and so it slams into the Gabriel. I think it should do like, it's a big old vehicle, so let's call it like 15 damage with the extra damage from a nat 20. Sound okay?
Sure. Sounds good to me.
So it still has a bunch of armor, but this thing definitely like gets through the armor. So it has 8 armor for the record. Cool.
Dang.
Mm-hmm.
That's not good for us. That sounds like some vibration next to a microphone.
It is vibration next to your microphone. Can't answer that. Cool.
Leave message after beep.
Yep. Cool. So that happens. Big explosions. It's lovely. Gabriel's very upset. That was Dimensionar, and now Speed Burst.
Okay. And can you remind me the crystal? What does that do? What do I know
you
it does?
think it has something to do with like signaling to these robots, possibly even issuing commands to it.
Okay, so I'm going to
You
try
can
to activate this
these
thing.
things? Rock 'em, sock 'em, this stuff.
We will see. I'm going to activate the crystal.
Cool. You activate the crystal, and as you do, you know that it will do the bidding of the user for 1 round.
All right.
When you choose to, you
When I
can choose it not to be this round if you want. But
And all we see right now is the robot, right? We don't see Dr.
currently.
Okay, so I'm going to leave the crystal activated for now, but I'm not going to issue a command. And I'm just going to move closer to the robot.
Okay, you are close to the robot.
All right.
And you're waiting. So, and that is when Dr. Dread flies out from behind the Gabriel, cackling, and she's got a big plasma rifle thing that she's going to shoot at one of you.
Because why not?
Yep. So she's going to shoot it probably at Iron Tower. Who did the damage and is probably cackling himself.
Sure,
So-
you could shoot at your robot that I'm jumping on top of.
Yeah, so she'll do it to try to get you out off of it. So she is a level 7.
Okay, great. Is this a speed, I assume?
Yes.
Well, since I got my points back last time, I will... I don't have anything I can spend. Alright, yep, I'm just going to try to suck this up. I will spend 3 to lower it.
Okay. Level 6?
And, yup, this is super freaking hard. See what I can get out of this. Nah, no. I didn't make it.
Okay. So you take 7 points of damage minus armor. As
3 off of
she
that.
shoots you with her plasma rifle. I think she's actually going to do less damage and hope to move you away from it. Because you were like right up on it, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to land on it to get inside.
Yeah, so she's like, basically she's going to do 5 points of damage and she's going to like knock you out of the way a little bit. So you're not on it.
Alright,
She's annoying.
so I'm now flying through the air towards the ground.
Yep. King Brick.
Awesome.
Okay.
Punchy punchy.
Why is King Brick going before me?
Oh, Dark Ronin went a long time ago. I'm so sorry. Dark Ronin, you should totally go.
You were so
That's out.
stealthy, we forgot about you.
Sorry.
I was starting to worry. I was like, I know I rolled
How
higher.
is this possible? No, you should have gone second. My bad.
I mean, I'm happy enough to let Brick go first and then go last. If that's an option, I'll even do it. But
Oh, just to attack it again?
you know what? I'll let him go first just because I like being the stealthy guy who goes last, even though I've got a high initiative.
Okay.
So
We'll
that's
have
fine.
it. All right. So King Brick.
All right. Let's see here. Does activating inspiration take an action?
I'm gonna say no. It's kind of a quick thing. If it were some kind of cipher that like takes effort to sort of start, but that's not
Okay.
fun. So you can activate it and go. You can't activate more than 2, like more than 1 at a time, unless you roll a nat 20, and I let everything go wild.
Okay. Well, I'll activate my level 5 inspiration, deal 3 additional points of damage for 10 minutes.
Nice.
Okay. So as the ship careened into the robot, I had to jump out.
Mm-hmm.
And
Nope.
I land on the opposite shoulder as Iron Tower.
Nice.
All
I got
right.
blasted in the sky, so you're the only one there, buddy.
Okay. And I hopefully I go and try to smash myself a nice good hole into the neck of this thing.
Nice.
All right. So so I'm gonna make an attack. I'm gonna use smash.
Ooh.
Lets me do an additional point of damage if I use a broad impact surface, which my sledgehammer counts.
Mm-hmm.
And since I'm trained in smashing,
I love it.
all right. So
So it's usually level 5 to hit. Since you're trained in smashing, it's going to be level 4. I assume you have another, like a modifier by your sledgehammer as well.
-2 for the sledgehammer
Okay.
for single attack. So 4, 3, 2.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. So 6 or better. All right. Here we go.
Nice.
All right.
Nice.
Lovely. How much damage do you do?
All told, that's going to be 16 damage.
Wow. Awesome.
You are definitely trained in smashing things.
Cool. So yeah, you leave like a big like chunk of its armor sort of like coming off, and you kind of see some like glowy stuff exposed that shouldn't be, and the sort of head swivels around and turns to you, and you see the eyes sort of light up angrily.
You're gonna get laser beamed.
Yeah. And
Beans, yeah.
how about Dark Ronin?
I think I will also activate a cipher.
Cool.
Although currently I have 4, and apparently there's some percentile I have to roll. I don't know what that is.
Oh, a percentile?
I don't.
Yeah,
Someone
four.
mentioned
No,
it.
she said she was ignoring
Oh.
that. But,
Yep.
like, when
Okay.
you carry too many ciphers, bad stuff can happen.
Yep.
But she's not worrying about it today, so
Lovely. I like to not have an additional rule.
Yep. I'm
I'll
lazy.
go ahead and do the level 5 inspiration. Gain +5 to damage from all attacks for 1 hour.
There we go. Sounds good.
And since everybody's attacked the robot, it's in my interest to actually continue with that.
Yeah.
Um,
So it's usually level 5 to hit. It's 4 because other people have attacked it.
Yep. And then I'm using my Wakizashi naturally, so it's -3 more,
It's only 1.
which is only 1. And we'll see how that goes.
Okay, you can spend effort to do more damage too if you have an interest.
I'd kind of like it to go down, and I just did a refresh roll, so I will spend some physical, some effort from might.
Nice.
And I will botch, but I will quickly spend an experience because forget that noise.
Excellent. So, you swing with Wakizashi, and you almost find yourself falling, but you gain your foothold.
Yeah, forget that. I'll try that again.
Awesome.
And next time I will clear my dice. There we go.
Extra damage or a minor effect if you can think of something cool.
Um,
So 3 points of extra damage, or you can, do something to it.
what I'd really like to do is to actually damage it in some way, either reducing the armor or its movement, if
Sweet.
that's possible.
Makes it easier to hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So what happens is Dark Rodin, being the flippy guy he is, kind of parkours his way up to where the brick actually just smashed it with his hammer. So he comes around and actually gets his whole Wakizashi in there, and then when he pulls it out, there's a teal fluid flowing loosely.
Yes. Beautiful.
As whatever alien lubricants keep that darn thing running.
Yes.
Spill out upon the ground.
Perfect. It is now a level lower to deal with in all ways. So it's level 7 for general things, and level 4 to hit with speed-based things. Very good.
And it was
and then also does damage.
Yeah, it was +5 damage, and normally it's 8 damage, so that's
cool.
13 total.
Cool. So it does 5 damage past its 8 armor.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm better with guys that are not giant robots.
Awesome. So we go back. So I think Iron Tower, it's supposed to be your turn now, but I kind of accidentally made you go way early.
Well, that 20 was just me countering the attack.
Oh,
I still
yeah.
get to go.
Okay,
So if
go.
I'm falling through the air, I'm going to use my inspiration to pop my 12-foot tall thing.
Nice.
And I'm trying not to hit the ground. I would like to navigate and either cling onto its body to climb, or jump because I'm better at that, or hit its arm and jump from the arm to the other shoulder because I want to be next to its head.
Okay.
So that's what I'm aiming to do for my action. So would you like a jumping check?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so the difficulty is reduced by 1 step. Because I am, I guess, trained in it, but it's not marked.
Yeah.
And then I think I get a bonus from being enlarged as well.
If it doesn't say
so,
so,
it's
it's
specialization.
Yeah.
So I get 2 off. So I'm going to make a roll. I will spend some might effort as well because I'm chock full of it right now with my bonus. And I got 13.
I'm pretty sure that passes, although I got lost somewhere in all the assets.
So one bonus from jumping, 1 bonus from being large, and 1 effort.
Okay, and I'm going to say, it's usually... So you got a 13?
Yep. So 3. I lowered it by
4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, you totally got it. So you jump up his body and swing
That's the game
up.
plan.
Cool. And it doesn't even take you that long since you're 12 feet tall at this point.
No.
So you land by his head. What do you want to do?
What I want to do is land by his head. I see the eyes light up. Do I know from our previous war these things have laser beams?
Some of them definitely do. As you look at this one, it has a big tail that now that you're up and can see behind it. It has a big tail that looks like it is really nasty. But it also it does this one doesn't have super powered laser beams. It has a long range attack that can, but it's not
not
horrible.
from the head.
Yep.
Then now that I can see the tail, is it one of those scorpion tails that kind of goes up and above? Am I able to reach this thing with an attack? If I jump?
I would say you try to
its
jump in.
head?
I would say it's a bit harder.
Sure.
I mean, like,
want to
you're above,
use-
but it's
Yeah,
kind of small.
What I'm hoping to use is my... where is it at here? I have the ability to move something. Like I can reshape the battlefield, kind of.
Oh yeah,
I'm hoping I
you're
can jump and hit its
control the
tail
field.
and somehow pin it into something in the surrounding area, so I can just pound on it on the ground.
That is exactly what control the field is. So it costs a might point, and I'm going to say it's a level 5 to do, because it's usually level 4 for speed, but it's kind of a precise thing. So.
Right, and I'm only tier 1, so I already spent effort on the jumping. I can't spend effort again. I spent 1 point, so I've spent 3. So I am going to try to make this. So
it'll be 4 with jump. You're kind of jumping from above.
Yep, jumping.
And then,
no, it's 2 for jumping because I'm large and I'm jumping.
Oh yeah, you're right. 3.
I got 10, so I only need a 9.
Awesome. Okay, so you leap down on it. You do a little less damage to the tail.
Yep.
How much would you do? Or are you even trying to do damage, or just like pin it really well?
My damage is normally a 7.
Okay. So you don't pierce through its armor, but you totally get its like tail in a good position.
I just want it pinned because then I can grab the debris around us and start doing 16 damage.
Awesome.
So I didn't want him to get shot off of it is what I was really worried about.
Yeah, fair.
All right.
Okay, Dimension R.
Okay. What is Dread doing? Still floating and shooting?
She looks like she's putting away her gun, but you're not sure what she's doing.
Because I'm thinking she might have like the control device. So I'm going to kind of duck back
As
under
you look at her, she totally has the control device. Sorry, you guys have seen what that looks like. It's a thing hanging from her belt. It's got weird teal energy coming from it. It looks like it might have shards of those crystals in it.
So I'm going to kind of duck back next to a building, get a little bit of cover, and then shout out, "Dread, put your toy away!" and blast her with my phasing blast.
Sweet. She is level 7.
7, 6 for the Cypher.
She resists mental attacks as level 8. If this is a mental attack.
Well, is it a mental attack? I guess it is.
I think so.
It's, yeah, I mean, it uses intellect to power it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so 8, so that'd be 7, 6, 5. I'll spin the level of effort. Which takes me to a 4. Alright.
Oh my gosh, get your points back. Awesome. And extra damage. Or a major effect.
So
would
really a possible major effect be that as it hits her, it dislodges the control thing from her belt, which falls off.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay.
All right, so the robot is still going to be like working on its last action, but she cannot give it new actions. So
the thing falls, and then she notices it and looks down just in time to see it hit the ground and just shatter.
Awesome. Oh, to shatter it.
Shatter it.
Yeah, perfect. She screams, "You fools! You have no idea what you've unleashed. It's your own deaths." And she teleports out.
Imagine that. She's not sticking around for the credits.
And she takes 8 points armor piercing.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, so you injure her pretty bad. She's not doesn't have a high HP pool. And so, like, you can see her kind of like limply sort of like hanging in the air, but she teleports out. Because she's the big bad, and that happens. Cool. So the Gabriel seems to like be very confused, and it's trying to whip its tail, but it's pinned right now. It's going to take a so everybody gets a GM intrusion as it's sort of flailing around. So you all get 1 XP is for what the group GM intrusion is, and it flails around so much that it like swings like one of these coal stacks like off of the building it's next to, and it like swings at all of you. So the building is toppling down on you. It falls on a bunch of you, and you have to beat a difficulty 6 might task to sort of like just like push it off or something as it's coming down on you.
Awesome.
Can I spend the XP to just dodge it? Intrusion?
I guess so. Yeah, because it's a GM intrusion. Sure. You can give me the XP and not have to deal with it.
Yep, I'm gonna do that.
Okay. So speed burst, quickly dodges out of the way. It doesn't even affect him.
All right. We said difficulty 6.
Yep.
All right. Well, I got I got resilience, so I can reduce that 3 steps.
Awesome. So 3 for you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll go ahead and take it with a 3. So clear and roll. Oh, wow. Okay.
Awesome. Cool. And the thing about this is that it will trap you until you succeed at that task. So you totally you're King Brick, man. Building falling on you is that's your wake up, your alarm clock in the morning. So you push it off, you punch it, or sledgehammer it or whatever, and I will give you a chance to help somebody else if somebody else failed.
Okay.
Alright.
Sure.
How's everyone else been doing?
Mine is 1 less as well when I roll. But I rolled a 3. I'm still tied up, beat the crap out of this thing.
Yep. So you had to stay to keep pinning the
So I'm
tail.
taking the hit. So wait, if I'm pinned, is the tail pinned?
Yeah, I would say so.
Alright.
Can I use acrobatics and movement on this? It's okay to say either way.
I think no, because I think it's supposed to be just shit falls on everybody, and your
Yeah.
only chance is pushing it off of you. Is the
Okay,
idea.
so the only chance is might or experience. I will tell you what. I think I like thematically that my only chance is still using acrobatics and might. So I'm actually going to spend my experience, but narratively say that what he
Yes.
does is he
Perfect.
hops on the bits as they're falling down and
Nice.
still
there
gets
you
on
go.
top.
Awesome. And King Brick had the chance to help somebody who failed, if you want it.
I
Okay.
failed. If you want to...
Yeah, I will give him a hand.
Perfect. All right, Dimension R,
And
you got out of it, right?
Well, Dimension R will spend the XP.
Okay, cool.
He got the moment heads up when he saw Speed Burst take off, and so Dimension R took off after him and just barely missed the walls as they were coming down.
Perfect. So the Gabriel is starting to freak out and start stomping about. But that was its action, is sort of just spending its turn freaking out, throwing stuff on you. So now it is technically Dark Ronin's turn. Would you like to go now? Based on the actual initiative, or if you want to wait.
I was going to let Speed Burst go first so that he could command it to tear itself apart or something.
Totally
like that.
allowed. Speedburst is next.
Okay, so
Just don't let me forget about you, Dark Ronin.
Thank
it
you.
has a weak spot right now in its armor.
Yep.
By its shoulder or something like that?
Yep.
Alright, so I'm going to command it to tear its own arm off where that weak spot is.
Nice. Okay, you only get this one action to do it.
Yep.
So you see that it had sort of shown crazy eyes and it was frenzied and moving around, and as soon as you activate the crystal and think about this command, it sort of goes rigid, and it just very stiffly takes its arm and yanks it off, and it sort of it splinters and makes all sorts of horrible noises and blue fluids going everywhere. And it does that, and that does probably a buttload of damage to it, so I'll give it at least say 20 points of damage minus armor. I mean, it's losing a limb. I feel like that's fair. So it's down to 31 health, still 8 armor, but easier to hit still, and now doesn't have 1 arm, and its tail is pinned. So it is, as soon as it's done that, it sort of wakes up to its, core command again, and it looks really angry, and it zooms in on you, and it knows that you commanded it to hurt itself, and don't have command over it anymore. So,
Great.
get excited for that.
All right.
Yeah. No.
So, kill it
Yeah.
anytime now, guys.
So, Dark Ronin or King Brick?
I'll go
Whenever
ahead
Dark Ronin.
and slice into it now.
Okay.
So it's counting as a level 4 now, physical, right?
For speed defense, yes.
Sorry. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm coming in with my Wakizashi.
Awesome.
It's been attacked already. So it's actually down to ridiculous low.
Yeah.
And I
So-
botched again!
Oh, botch! Someone
But-
can give him an XP if you'd like.
You know what? I got plenty. Here you go.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Okay.
That's the saddest thing. Why
Oh.
sad little D20? Does that cancel the intrusion, or does that mean I roll again?
Roll again,
All right. Well,
and hopefully don't get another one.
hope for the best. All right, a 9, which will hit.
There we go. That'll hit. So, how much damage do you do? And
It'll be 13 because my inspiration is still active.
Awesome. So I'm going to say it went down to 5 armor because large chunks of it are exposed.
Yep.
So just 8 damage. Cool. All right, this thing is like starting to fall apart. Bits of it are just flying off, but it still has its one arm and it's trying to swing around. So we have King Brick.
Okay. Let's see here. I guess I'm on the ground now.
Yep.
Okay. So you know what? I am going to try to jump up and try to take out one of its legs.
Nice.
Okay. 2. That should still be within 10 minutes, so I should still have my extra damage.
Mhm.
All right. So, let's see here. In fact, I'm gonna use bash and count that as my stunning it. Okay. So, so that's I don't think it drops it. Let's see. So it's -2 to the attack, minus yeah. So -2 to the attack, and with my roll, and clear, and 1, and roll. Ah!
So it was a level 4 to hit, and you were...
Right. It was a level 4 to hit, and I had a -2 to that, so it was 2. So I was just under. I will go ahead and spend an XP to re-roll.
Okay.
All right, and then here, out there, and roll. Come on! Okay, all right. I have 1 XP left. I'm re-rolling.
Do it.
I gotta stop using Craigslist to hire heroes.
Okay, here we go. There.
There we go. Okay. So you're trying to take out a leg. How much damage do you do?
All total.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I do 14 damage, and I daze it for 1 round.
Awesome. Oh wow, you daze it for a round. Is that
That I was bashing.
nice? So I think that means it's a level lower to hit. So it's a level 3 to hit or level 6 for non-physical things. Awesome. So it's dazed for a round, and yeah, you do some damage. So I'm not gonna say you don't take the whole leg out with that because it still has quite a bit of armor. You were doing how much damage?
13.
13. So 8. Yeah. Cool. Awesome. This thing is on its last legs. Ha. And all right, and it's you see it's sort of like gone a little like dimmer with its light, with the blue light fluid stuff. Alrighty. So that now we're back to Dimension R.
Okay, so Dimension R sees it start to topple and stagger, so he'll kind of track it, and then shoot the phasing blast.
Awesome.
So what's its level at now?
I believe it's a 5.
Oh my gosh. So 5, 4, 3, 2. I will spend the effort into damage.
Nice.
So I hit on a 6.
Mm-hmm.
Hits,
awesome.
And that's 11 points of damage.
Sweet. Okay, this thing, it is swaying, and it's fallen to its knees at this point. It's still got one arm working, but it's furious at you guys, but it's almost down. All right, Dark Ronin, if you want.
Sure, I'll go ahead and try and slice it.
How about a GM intrusion that you can't refuse because you have no XP left?
Oh, sure, snap. That's lovely. I love GM intrusions I can't refuse because I have no XP left.
So everyone you see appear in the sky above you. You're not sure where he came from, whether he teleported or came from behind the building, but sort of rising behind the Gabriel is someone who looks a lot like Dark Ronin, but much larger, has this big cape, and who is it? Iron Tower. You recognize this man as the man who imprisoned you and killed the previous team.
Son of a bitch.
And the man sort of speaks out and says, and he sort of like, focuses down on Dark Ronin. Son, you've done well, but you can do better.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
That's why you freed me? Your dad captured me?
Cool. And he sort of just like turns away and starts sort of floating off in the distance. Cool. So, Dark Ronin, you can still act, but I wanted that to happen.
Oh man, that's rough.
You've been outed.
I've
Daddy
been outed.
issues.
You get one freebie because you released me.
Yeah, so you
I
get
think-
1 XP and can give 1.
Yeah, I think I will go ahead and give that to.
I believe you imprisoned me.
I just flipped over to see his name again, Iron Tower, because it's true. There's a certain betrayal there. He can have it.
A certain.
Hey, look, I still saved you, man. But he actually looks at Dimensionar and said, "I told you, we all have secrets."
Yes.
But then he's like, "Let's deal with the problem in front of us. That's for tomorrow." And
Well
then
said.
I will completely let my dad escape. I
Excellent.
could stop him, but I'm not gonna.
Yep.
And instead, we'll try to drop the Gabriel.
Excellent. Make me a roll. So it's easier to hit and for everything.
So I rolled a 15. I probably should have just gone ahead and spent extra effort, but I didn't. So
Damage.
that'll be 13 points of damage coming through.
Going through armor?
No, it's just 13 damage.
Okay, that is exactly enough to fell the beast.
In
Tell me
that
how you
case,
do.
Well,
Spurred on by the pain of your father and your...
yeah, I think we're gonna go for a fairly classic thing actually, where somehow he runs up to it, jumps up, the light catches the blade for enough,
Yeah.
and then he comes down and actually drives it through the neck, and the whole head just pops off.
Awesome.
And he lands and does the whip, and then sheathes the sword again.
Excellent. You have saved Chicago from the Gabriel and Dr. Dread's plan this time, but new mysteries have been unearthed. Will the party be able to keep it together knowing the dark secrets of its members' past? Tune in next time with the Chicago Sentinels, fighting the media
New
circus
team that I
again.
hire?
Yeah. On to Florida. Excellent. I have to run, you guys, but you guys are fantastic, and thank you so much.
Thank
Um,
you so much.
I'd love feedback for the future, and I hope you guys like the Cypher System.
Oh yes,
Yes.
Tons of fun.
Good.
Yeah, good times. Thanks a lot for running.
Yeah,
I
thank
have,
you.
I have a note sheet that I will
Oh my gosh, that'd be
send
great.
you so you can have it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll think of something and send you a Google message or some such.
All right, much
So-
appreciated.
Thanks for
Okay.
running.
Yes, thanks for
Thank
getting
you
up
very
early for me.
much.
Tell your cat it's okay. He can play someday.
I know he wants to play.
Yeah.
All right, have a good one, you guys.
See you
Bye.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.